I don't think Sliker is done scamming people. So there's no conversation about addiction or, you know, don't judge people or blah, 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 blah until the scamming is done. I'll give you an example, which I think is very illuminating. If a woman is addicted or a man is addicted to drugs and they have a child, say a 2-year-old, that they've horribly neglected, yes, addiction is terrible, but it doesn't make you an automaton. It doesn't mean that you lose all agency. And when you're still actively harming people, you have to be stopped. And then we could move on to the part where you get better. But I have not seen, and I can't believe this is a controversial take. I guess I'm an asshole, but we'll watch the Hasan vid. I think that's a good thing.
Sliker, you understand?
The answer is like, you know, how much, and so thank you for the link, by the way. I got distracted, but just so you understand, does it make sense that we don't know how many people got scammed? We don't know what the total of the scam is. We don't know if everybody who's been scammed has been informed. We have these grand promises from streamers that they're going to pay everybody back, which, you know, hey, if you're a gambling streamer offering and you've made tens of millions of dollars of addicting your community, yeah, probably it's worth the corporate PR to, quote, pay back the people that were harmed. Who's paying back the families of the people that you got addicted, bro? Nobody. The only reason these people are getting paid back is because it's optically valuable to you. Now, you know what? If any victim gets paid back, great. I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to say not to do it, but know what's fucking going on here. And I got to say, I've been really disappointed by a lot of people's attitudes toward this. Sliker is basically a very wealthy person who did white collar crime. This is not somebody down on their luck who is starving, who is in the cold. It's a rich streamer stealing from other rich streamers and viewers. The guy's a criminal. And quite frankly, this should be reported to law enforcement. This isn't some, like, you know, I don't snitch on somebody shit. This is white collar criminals stealing grandma's life savings. Fuck that guy. I feel like there needs to be a condition that he will go to rehab before they pay for his scams. And like, no, you know what? If these people want to pay and make people, I mean, I think there's this kind of fear among people that if you tell the truth about it, you're going to remove the incentive for these bigger streamers to pay the victims. And so innocent people will be like fucked. But I can tell you right now, if Sliker had asked me for money, which I'm insulted he didn't, because I was also on the Raj Royale. I have thousands of subs. We might have even bid on it. The Austin show back in the day when it was called, formerly known as the Raj Royale. We may have bid on it at the same time. I don't even remember because he's fucking boring. He's a terrible streamer. But if he had asked me for money, I would have fucking leaked it the first instant. So if you're out of the loop at what happened, and let me just say this. You know what it's called when you just let the addict run wild and clean up all their messes? Do you know what that's called? Enabling. What did Sliker do? I'm out of the loop and feeling like I'm missing context. Exactly. Hey, Mike, can I borrow? No. Hey, Mike, my union isn't doing so hot. Scab stole my debit card. I was hoping you could let me borrow 20 racks for a strike fund. No. All right, Chad. This really pisses me off because you're not a leftist if you hate Sliker and you're mad at Sliker and you want Sliker to be punished. You're like, that doesn't mean you're not a leftist. I've heard this idea floating around that like, oh, if you don't treat Sliker with kid gloves, that means you're not a leftist. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You should be even angrier at this motherfucker. He had all the power in the world. He had the social power. He had the financial power. He had the parasocial relationships, and he exploited that. That's fucking disgusting, man. You should hate that shit. He kept going on about how he had every intention of paying people back, despite the fact that every single day he was scamming people so he could gamble more and get more in debt. Dude is still in the zone. Here's how you would know that people were serious. You actually, you actually had a list. Somebody got access to Sliker's accounts, all of them. He signed over his power of attorney, and he signed over his financial control to a third party, a custodian who would go through all of his accounts and find all the people that gave him money, track them down, contact them, and offer a refund. That's when you would know there was 1% of a chance that people were serious about fixing this shit. Because, here's a scenario that's not very hard to imagine. Imagine somebody thought Sliker was their friend. They were a big viewer. They gave Sliker $10,000, way more money than they could afford because they thought it was going to be paid back. He scams them. And so they leave Twitch. They stop watching Twitch. They don't know anything about him being exposed. They're off there living their lives, trying to recover from the damage that he caused. They may not even know that there's people offering to pay back the victims. Somebody has to go through and see every single person he scammed. Has there actually been a fair accounting of all the people that he's taken money from? I've heard $1 million. I've heard $300,000. No, this is dog shit. So when Miskif's financial manager goes through, I gotta say that my faith in that procedure is not very high. It needs to not be the person who's going to be liable for paying shit back. It needs to be a third party, not somebody trying to minimize the money paid back. Will this ruin Sliker's career? Why? Does it look like Sliker is being treated like a pariah by anybody? Or is he getting babied? Did people say like, wow, you're a total piece of shit, we want you banned from the platform? Is that happening? How is he not banned? The dude admitted to committing crimes on platform. How the fuck is he not banned? All right, let's watch this shit. This is disgusting. I think you should be angrier, honestly. I'm pissed. This is the type of shit that makes Twitch, it makes everybody who participates in this platform look like a fucking dipshit. This makes us all look bad. And unless we come down hard on this motherfucker, it's going to encourage other people to do it. And, oh, I'm a gambling addict is not an excuse.
Understand that people don't think that you look or sound
He jokes about it. And then Miz really goes, oh no, I don't want you to make it worse. They're coddling him. They're literally fucking coddling him.
And I think Walter Keck White says something that's very, 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 very true. He says, maybe it's time to talk about the structural problem. Twitch gives a platform for all kinds of predatory behavior. Easily influenced people get exploited financially, emotionally, sexually. I'm very angry as well. I would just take away the easily influenced part. People get exploited financially, emotionally, and sexually. And it's not just streamers. Twitch staff have done it too. That has gotten swept under the rug. Twitch staff have gone and leaked people's private financial information. Twitch staff have given benefits to specific streamers that they wanted to have relationships with. Twitch staff do all sorts of shit behind the scenes to sabotage some streamers' careers and protect others. And Twitch staff have themselves been involved with exploiting people financially, socially, and sexually. So it's not just Sliker. There's documented instances of it happening in the past. So like, I'm not saying anything that's new here, but if you're gonna bitch about some woman accidentally flashing a boob on stream or purposely, and you're gonna be like screaming from the top of your lungs for a ban, how the fuck could you have Sliker on here? How the fuck could you have a proven scammer and criminal on here? It's ridiculous. All right, let's watch.
Sliker has scammed so many people.
Let's watch this Hasan video, and then we'll get into so everybody has the context. And I'll try to explain. I kind of went off on a rant before explaining everything. I'm sorry if you don't know what's happening. I apologize. Let me start from the beginning here with Hasan and see if he explains it, because Minx has no leg to stand on. Her own friend was doing scams literally 2 weeks ago. Who's that? Who's doing scams? That's Minx's friend.
Sliker, you understand that people don't think that you look or sound remorseful at all, right?
I'm never going to ask anyone anymore. The why? If I didn't get caught, I would have still asked.
Basically what happened is, yeah, here it is.
Exactly. This motherfucker is only doing damage control.
Sliker allegedly scammed multiple viewers out of amounts ranging from hundreds of thousands on the promise of paying them back in 2 months, some of them dating back 2 years now. It was pretty crazy. I mean, it is pretty nuts, right? Train gave him 100K, I heard, but Train is like juiced out the wazoo. Train always does that shit. He's crazy. Dude, the receipt on those on the thread is wild. Yeah, I mean, dude, everyone, bro, he asked everyone. I'm looking at our conversation. He asked everyone.
Otez loaned Sliker 10K. The scam is likely over 100K. Slime, Hot Chubby gave him 2,500. Lent around $1,000. Lent around $1,000. 4K to an addict. Yeah.
He basically said, like, the first time he asked me was like 2020, I think. 10/26/2020. He said,
Sliker, I feel like people know that if they ask me for dumbass shit like this, I'm gonna find out what's going on. I'm very, like, I've been scammed once when I was 16 and I tried to buy an Alienware computer through Craigslist, and I sent the money first. What a fucking idiot. I was 16. That was the last time I got scammed, other than going to law school. I can't believe people are saying they shouldn't ban him on Twitch because they think he should be given more money to pay everyone back. You can't make this shit up. I could say right now that any money that goes to a Jinx, you're totally right. Any money that goes to Sliker, you could consider to be down the fucking gambling hole. No money that's given to Sliker is going to go back to anybody else. And you're a fucking idiot if you give him any. It's like saying, listen, I know you're a heroin addict, but you stole morphine from a hospital. Here's a few vials of morphine that you could go replace the morphine vials you stole from the hospital. How do you think that's going to work out? That's why he needs to be prosecuted. There's no other option and nobody wanted to say it. Oh, I absolutely think he should be, myself. How is gambling not fundamentally considered a Ponzi scheme? Because it's fun. That's it. Basically, people have fun doing it. And about 80 to 90% of people could gamble, have fun, lose their money, and go, okay, well, that was enough for that. And then go back around their regular life. The 10% of people who get addicted to the cycle of pain and pleasure that gambling gives you, they quickly destroy their lives. Look at the actual damage he did to a mass of people. That is of course, it was all a scam. It was criminal. If you don't think this is an actual crime, then you'll think nothing is a crime. The fact that Sliker doesn't have a ledger or actual list of people who he owes to and that he's paid back makes it 100% a scam. There should be charges. Exactly. He borrowed the money without the intent of ever paying it back. And he would still be doing it, except he got caught.
Habibi, I'm sorry. I need to pay a favor. My PayPal got locked and it's got money and shit. But any chance you can lend me like 500 for a week and I got it, I'll give it back to you. Don't worry. This is me. You can call me or DM me or any other platform. Embarrassing to ask. I'm sorry, but at the moment I'm for bills.
This is Hasan reading chat logs of a streamer called Sliker, who was it Sliker, like the guy who had the most subs without getting partnered for like the longest time? Didn't Twitch not want to partner Sliker? I wonder why that was. Why did Twitch not want to partner Sliker? Didn't he also do a whole bunch of like racist shit? Like he literally said slurs on stream. The worst part of this video is Slicker's tone of voice throughout it. Now, chat, if you're like, Mike, why aren't you doing the news right now? I'm going to do the news. But occasionally when there's something that applies to politics that happens on Twitch, and this is a perfect example of it, because it gives you the opportunity to understand how these systems work. And the people that are rushing forward to pay off Sliker, you know what? That's very good for the victims. You don't see me offering to pay the victims off. I'm not going to. Because I am not satisfied that Sliker has actually gone off from what he's going to be doing. And frankly, I don't want to give my money away. I don't, I have expenses. I'm not giving my money away because Sliker did a crime and he's not going to even get punished for it. Jesus Christ. Let me just say this. And if it is optically bad, I don't care. I'd rather the 5% of I'd rather my audience learn how to become resistant to scams than try to like trick people into like feeling warm and fuzzy so that I could exploit you later. He also did misogyny early on. Of course he did. Like, were you ever on Austin's show with Sliker? Maybe, but he was so boring of a content creator that I don't remember. Champagne Socialist, thank you for the tier 3. It would be very hard for Sliker to scam people out of money now that it's out, though. No, it won't. Unfortunately, that's not true. Tiger, thank you for the tier 1. Okay, chat, just so you understand my professional experience in this, I worked in securities arbitration, which is basically a job where you sue financial advisors for putting people in investments that are unsuitable for them in violation of FINRA rules. And people being scammed is actually part of that job. It's a subsection. There's like the irresponsible, risky investments that fail, and then there's the outright scams, right? And the thing is, when somebody is scammed, it's very hard for them to accept that they've been scammed, especially if the scammer is continuing to lie and be like, no, don't worry, bro, I'll hit you up next week. You know, we're having a big, exciting, like, blah happening. We'll get that money back to you with interest and blah, 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 blah. When you come in and tell a person they've been scammed, you're the bad guy. Why are you the bad guy? Because it's their mind palace. In their mind palace, there's a future where they get all their money back with interest. And here you are, you're coming in and you're attacking that fantasy. And you get treated as if you are destroying that possibility of that future. You understand what I mean? Like if you come in and say, actually, no, you've been scammed and there's no hope. You're the one in their emotional mind that destroyed their future. Not the person who fucking did. But you, because you broke the mind palace. You invaded the mind palace. You're the aggressor. You're the threat. So they can get rid of you. They can go back to fantasizing about their, good things happening again. Garganimal, thank you for the tier 3 for 21 months. Appreciate you. Love you. They were also, Jinx says, they're not only robbed of their money, but their trust as well. Exactly. I had to talk my mom out of 2 MLMs, and yeah, it's the hope of making it. Exactly. I used to work at a Verizon store, and old people who got scammed on Facebook would come in all the time, and they never believed that the Nigerian prince didn't actually love them. All right, let's get back to this. Romeo's losing it.
To happen, worst timing. When he asked that, I was like, all right, sure thing. Because I thought he was in need. He was in need of, like, I thought he legit needed money. You know what I mean? And from what I understand, some people gave him like 10K, bro. Some people gave him a lot. But then he hit me up on Instagram recently and he sent me like a voice memo, which is, I think, nearly identical to this. And it turns out he's like asked almost like hundreds of thousands of dollars, 100K from just train wrecks. You know what I mean? Like, so he asked.
The funniest part of this is Hasan going to his DMs. Be like, oh, I don't read any of this shit. He's got like 20,000 DMs from like other creators. They're just ignored. Fucking funny, man. I had a friend get into an MLM and literally could not convince him it was a pyramid scheme. Yeah, you probably ruined your friendship because you were trying to protect the person. When I woke up in the hospital with 0.28 alcohol in my blood, I didn't get bailed out. I went to outpatient rehab. Can you imagine that if that happened to you, somebody like your parents and friends came out and said, okay, you crashed your car and you totaled somebody else's car. I'm going to fix that. All right. Here's all this extra money for you. They didn't require you to go to outpatient rehab. They restocked your liquor cabinet and they went around and fixed all the issues that you created with your alcoholism. Do you think that would have helped you or hurt you in the long run? This is just another illustration of how the filthy rich could use their professional personal networks to be shielded from criminal liability. Meanwhile, these same chatters call for death for petty thieves stealing from Target. That is exactly right. If you've ever been happy that a car thief or a shoplifter or anybody who committed that kind of crime got killed or beat up or attacked, you should be baying for this guy's blood. Why? Because he fake cried on a fucking video about how he was depressed? You bought it? Give me a break.
He asked money from everyone. I feel kind of bad for him too, though. Like, I mean, he's a major scammer, right? Like, and he fucking like scammed small streamers and shit. That's really fucked up. And this is definitely like super fucking illegal too, on top of everything else. But like,
let me just say this. I don't feel bad for Sliker. Bad guy, does bad shit. He's dumb as fuck. That's also why he's evil. He did that racist, misogynist bullshit. He got a streaming career because of it. He got a whole bunch of money that was unearned. and then he lost it gambling. What a fucking loser. And then goes and steals a bunch of money from people. What is there to feel bad about? Bad guy did bad shit. It's not like he's somebody who was a really good, upstanding member of the community that was struck down by gambling. Get the fuck out of here. I don't feel bad, but I empathize. I would like to see him not be a shithead. Like, if he was just a gambling addict that, like, used his kid's college fund, that I would feel really bad about. And I would hope that he would get help, and I would feel bad for the kids or something, right? But to go around and just spam everybody with money begging, so that you can dump it down a fucking casino. What am I supposed to feel bad about here? He's still in the addict cycle. He believes he can win the money back and pay everyone off. Yeah. I agree this motherfucker should be in jail and forced into rehab, but these streamers don't have the authority to do that, and none of them are saying that it shouldn't happen. They're doing what they can. They have to help the victims and calling on Twitch to ban this gambling shit. Legal action has to be taken by the police. Obviously, agree with that. I think what I object to is people coddling him and going, you can't hate Sliker because if you do, it means you're not a leftist. If Sliker reforms and dedicates himself to like anti-gambling and works hard and gets a job and pays off all the people that he scammed and gets his his life in order and reforms and is honest about all the money he borrowed and like makes good faith efforts to get everybody whole, including the people that are bailing him out, then yeah, I'd be totally fine saying I don't want to hold it against him. But him to be in the current, he's still scamming right now. This is just scam behavior. This is addict behavior. This is damage control. This is him exploiting his networks even more. Going over the Sliker's receipts need to be done by a forensic accountant, not a friend of Miskiff. A guaranteed refund from X is prime opportunity for another scam. Exactly. Is train wrecks and like what? How do we know that Sliker won't just make an alt, Photoshop some receipts, go to or even not even Photoshop, generate transfer of money from some anonymous user to his account, then go steal another 10K? How do we know these are real people? Like, and you're like, Mike, why do you care about other people's money? I don't know. I just hate to see my platform abused for scams. I think it's I think it makes Twitch look terrible. And I don't know if you know this, chat, but I'm a Twitch streamer. This is my main platform. So everything that's a threat to the platform is a threat to me. Fix your fucking shit.
He scammed kids and shit too. But ultimately, like, I don't want him to fucking, like, you know, kill himself or some shit. Like, that'd be terrible. Like, I hope he gets the help he needs. Is, you know, it's a sad state of affairs. The thing about gambling addiction, and I talked about.
One thing I saw in Miskiv's chat really resonated with me. Hasan came in being serious and wanted real changes / reform. And one chatter said, kick Hasan, he's scaring the content away. Sociopath. Kiwi Farms mentality. Look up that. I guarantee you, I know exactly where that community is.
About this so fucking much.
Letting scammers run wild creates a low trust society that won't believe leftist policy promises. That's actually a very good point. The more you ruin trust in a society, the less people want to help one another.
This is exactly what happens when you have a gambling addiction. When you are literally fucking going crazy, it's not like mentally breaking your fucking brain so much that you can't actually like go out and like when you do drugs, it kind of incapacitates you a little bit, right? It breaks your brain after a while. Whereas like if it's gambling, you can still like you lie, scam, steal, like it doesn't incapacitate you as much. Could you explain who the heck this guy is? I don't think I've ever heard of him. Old heads remember Sliker is like an old Raj Royale contestant. He was a British Muslim Iraqi streamer who old heads remember. Sliker is like an old all
right, so I don't think I was on this. Yeah, I was definitely not on this one. Do any of these people still stream? Does Jenna still stream? Does Candy still stream? These are all the streamers. These are all the content creators that I didn't watch.
Raj Royale contestant. He was a British Muslim Iraqi streamer.
It's Ludwig instead of Train that's bailing out Sliker.
who would say that he was doing the 0161 shit. Basically, I mean, look, I've known this man. His father watches you too. It's sad all around. Yeah, I think his dad watches me, is what he said. So I'm sorry, Papa Sliker is watching right now. This is a story as old as time itself. People have done this so many fucking times. This is part of the reason why I've talked about Gamba. I've talked about how I'm gonna stop saying Gamba. It makes it sound so fucking childish. Gambling, okay? Gambling. It is one of the most suicidal addictions.
The whole hashtag Twitch stop gambling hashtag is a cockamamie idea cooked up on the spot in a DM from Pepela D to Mizkiv when Pokey was on to give you an idea of how serious that whole thing actually is. Isn't Pepela D a gambling streamer too? Hasn't he taken a bunch of money from gambling sites on his own? Like, he's one of those people. Like, he's been in sponsored gambling streams before. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, it is one of the most suicidal addictions. There's a fucking reason why I was so aggressively anti-gambling on the platform. Okay, Jesus Christ, like I feel like I'm infantilizing it by saying gamba. It's gambling. It's really fucked up and really wrong and really bad. And maybe people will fucking recognize that, like, what Sliker.
The Ludwig payback tweet. I'm working with XQC to pay everyone back who got scammed by Sliker. It's time Twitch does something about gambling streams. Now, chat. Ludwig is on YouTube. Are there YouTube gambling streams? I bet you there are. I bet you there are. I bet you there fucking are. Like, what are you talking about, man? No, it's banned on YouTube? YouTube banned it? I've never been more wrong in my life. Holy shit. Thank you, chat, for correcting me. They banned Gamba sponsorships. Because these crypto gambling sites that are in the middle of the fucking Caribbean are, you know, scams. Genuinely ask, I understand holding Twitch as a platform accountable for allowing gambling streams, but why not hold the individual streamers that push gambling on the streams accountable as well? Obviously. Obviously. Speaking of crypto is down. Also, they're raising interest rates today, chat. They sure banned gambling.
We're here in the Brian Christopher Slots at Plaza area playing all my favorite games today and starting off with $1,000 into
I mean, it seems like gambling to me, but I guess it's like sponsored by an actual brick and mortar casino in America. Is that it? And that's still really bad. Hey, Ambiguibot, thanks for the raid, bud. HRBNGR, thanks for the tier 1, bro. XQC paid back a chemo patient 10K in Bitcoin and then spent 1K on slots and won 1.2 million, which has to be a stake PR stunt. Oh, 100%. 100%. I don't find that spin to be legit. It's a fucking website with probably their biggest source of funds. Of course, they're going to just make bullshit up like that. I'm mad because you lost all your Bed Bath & Beyond stock. Pepela called it, by the way. XQC and Train just want to make this go away by paying the people back and get some easy PR. Also, they hope Twitch doesn't ban gambling because of this. Obviously. And I can say this right now. I believe that Trainwreck is addicted to gambling. I don't know him. He's not my friend. I don't know if we've ever even spoken 2 words. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. But nobody who can play slots for 40 hours is not addicted to gambling. If you were just doing something for a job, you can't do it for 40 hours straight. The only way you could do that shit 40 hours straight is if you're yourself addicted to gambling. Honestly, it would probably be good for him if they banned it off the platform, dude. Because, you know, is he always going to have these opportunities to get paid to gamble? Maybe he will. I don't know. But to be clear, the people scapegoating slots, blackjack, and roulette and not blaming the individual are the real problem. On top of that, Sliker was a sports betting addict, the one type of gambling that is normalized and that I don't hear a single one of you clout goblin fucks talking about. Sports gambling is just as bad as other gambling. It's gambling. With that said, the streamers and viewers who sell a false reality should be banned. People who gatekeep giveaways through codes that require you to gamble should be banned. People who hide all losses and only show wins should be banned. Things like this is predatory. Trainwrecks, you understand that the entire process of gambling is predatory, right? There's no such thing as non-predatory gambling. Why do you think when you go in a casino, they give you all the free drinks you can drink? Why do you think there are people dressed like fancy lads with beautiful felt tables? Why do you think there's all these sound cues and light cues whenever you win, but when you lose, it's quiet? Like, what the fuck? The entire thing is designed to separate you from your money. Jesus Christ. There's no such thing as non-predatory gambling. Unless you're playing at a place that has no VIG, where that sets the odds to be perfectly even. Then even still, that would never work as a business. It's designed to separate you from your money. That's it.
Did was horrifying, awful, wrong. No one is gonna fucking defend him on that.
Why do you think people can smoke inside of a casino? Because casino corporations lobby state governments to allow people to smoke at the slots and at the tables. Why? Why are casinos some of the last places you can still smoke indoors? Is because if you had to leave to smoke, you might stop gambling. You might stop gambling if you had to go outside to smoke a cigarette.
That, right? But gambling addiction is horrifying for this reason. It ruins families. It ruins people. This is the reason.
Texas Hold'em is a good game because the house just takes a small tax while the players are pitted against each other for the wins and losses. The rake makes poker gambling. And depending upon just how bad the rake is, the more of a gambling game it becomes. And the less skill matters. Because they're taking money off the table. Which means even a winning player could become a loser if there's a rake. So yes, the hyper super winner player, or more likely the guy who's on run good, might win. But overall, because there's high rake, that makes it gambling again. Gambling attaches to your brainstem reward system. It's so predatory, especially if you get them as kids. Even if the non-cig smoking market is bigger, they'll cater to the smaller market that has an addictive personality. You got it.
Reason why people say like gambling is really fucked up and it's really bad and maybe we shouldn't get like children hooked on it. And we heard about this already. We fucking heard about Mitch Jones. Like he's losing all his fucking money too. There are a lot of streamers and a lot of people themselves.
Why do you think so many games have gone to the loot box gotcha game model? Why do you think so many games are the you can play for free but we have loot box mechanics, pay to win? Why does everything set up like a, you know, you buy a loot box and it spins and it's like bing, bing, bing. Why do you think it's all set up like a slot machine in its presentation? It's because it's trying to get you addicted. That's why. It's and why are they trying to do that? Because people have studied human psychology and human behavioral economics, and they understand human beings are can become addicted to this type of presentation, the feeling of uncertainty, the risk of loss versus the promise of reward, right? And that is why they set it up, so that you'll spend way more than you rationally would with your own brain. If somebody said to you, you can buy this skin and you'll get it for 100% certainty for $5, you're less likely to buy that skin than if it was a 1% chance out of a 10-cent box. They know this. He scammed 30K out of streamers and Twitch watchers, including a chemo patient. Yeah, not Hasan, Sliker. They use that research to learn to manipulate for money, not to stop repeating history. Yeah, I mean, it's dog shit.
Who are like addicted to gambling, and stake.com sponsorships are certainly not fucking helping anybody on that front. I don't know how to explain to people how empathy should work in a situation like this, because like addicts are victims themselves. This is actually a fundamental flaw in the way that like Americans understand crime and punishment. So there's a
Lakaya Urchin, thanks for the tier 1. Okay, so let me just pull this back for a second. All right, let me just pull this back for a second. I am not saying that Sliker is subhuman because he's an addict. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Sliker is still doing harm, so he's got to be stopped. I'll give you an example. If someone is a heroin addict and they're at a needle exchange and they're looking for help and they can't afford to house themselves, they can't afford to clothe themselves and feed themselves and provide medical care, I believe that we should help that person and we should not stigmatize them. But if somebody is breaking into my house to steal the copper wires out of the wall, he's got to be stopped. And he can't go, but I'm just an addict, as he's ripping the fucking wires out of the wall. No, dude. No. The moment you're still harming other people, that's when you've got to be stopped from doing that. Did you see the part where Sliker said he had another sponsored stream today? He's not going to stop.
There's a much larger conversation to be had, one that I have regularly on this broadcast. A lot of you are already familiar with this because I'm
addicted to subbing to Mike. What should I do? Okay, well, what you should do is you should go to the subscribe button and you should link your savings account, your checking account, all your credit cards to your Twitch account. And you should just start, you should go and put as many zeros next to the gifted sub field as you can. Don't stop at 10,000. Don't stop at 100,000. 1 million gifted subs. Just do it. Gift it. Gift it. You have a 100% chance to make me happy. If we lived in a moral society, the APA and American university system would revoke, sanction, and punish any cognitive and behavioral psychologists who work with casinos, designing gambling systems. All mathematicians and psychologists who work with casinos should have all their credentials completely stripped and be barred from practicing their professions ever again. We'll see, capitalism making money is more important than like anything else.
I've talked about it endlessly. We
Anonymous
look at
user,
people
that's the
who have
gift.
done crimes, regardless of whether they're an addict or not, as bad people and moral failures, right? And we don't really think about like the steps it took. No human being is born a bad person. Everyone is susceptible to outside influence. And these kind of triggers, this kind of like slow drip that ultimately turns into a much larger problem in your life, doesn't happen overnight. And it certainly doesn't happen because you're a bad person. It can happen to anyone. That's why I'm saying like I'm very fortunate because of my life experiences. I'm very fortunate.
I would say that I agree that just because you're an addict, it doesn't mean you're a bad person per se. But I'm talking from the perspective of we have to stop him from continuing to scam people. If what I understand, Sliker is live now.
I messaged to, you know, the when I opened Discord and I see my old community, they were all against me, which I understand, but you know, I was like, yeah, this is what I caused, and you know, I lived a lie with everyone on when I was live and stuff, and I didn't stream sometimes because of this message and stuff, and yeah, I'm gonna go type all this up. I will type up everyone I owe.
Okay, here we go. He's gonna type up everybody he owes. Sliker said he was
Seek
offered
help.
a steak sponsorship already and said he was trying to get money a few days
See
ago.
if
He
there's a
got
second
exposed. He
chance
did
in life.
apologize.
See if there's a way to fix my life.
He has 20 times his average viewership and is running ads and getting subs.
I wouldn't get as successful as I was right now. Like, obviously, someone that was obviously uneducated to work and to have this platform is extremely lucky. Just to like throw it away in the bin like that is stupid. Because of this silly addiction. Yeah, man. Again,
I feel like one of the things that people do is they talk about addiction and then they remove the agency and infantilize the person who's doing harm. He didn't lose free will. He didn't lose the ability to tell right from wrong when he did what he did. All right? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Also, not even 10K. Pepe Law. Not even 10K. Terrible. Get out. Should not be farming this. He should seek therapy before streaming anymore. No shit. He should be banned. He confessed to scamming viewers. How is he not banned? It's not that Twitch doesn't know. He fucking scammed viewers. How is he allowed on the platform? Explain it.
Because I took all of the graduation funds that I had to Vegas for the first time ever when I was in 2013. I went to Vegas for CES and I lost $4,000 in a matter of a couple days, okay, in like 1 or 2 days. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm done. Never doing that shit again. And I was very fortunate. It could have gone the exact other direction. And that was 10 years ago for the record. I've had a couple moments like that.
Honestly, Hasan's right. Like, if he had gone to the casino with $4 grand and turned it into 20 grand, he would have been a gambling addict, probably. He would have dumped that all back and more.
and you didn't scam anyone after that, man, you're crazy. It could have gone a different way is what I'm saying. What if I fucking went in with 4K and then actually won 10K? First time gambling ever. I go in with 4K, I win 10K. That's over. It's done. I'm hooked on gambling for the rest of my life. What if I was a big fucking fan of the juicer as an impressionable 21-year-old, a big fan of like some fucking Twitch streamers, and I was like, maybe I should try my hand. I got $4 grand. I'm seeing these guys making big wins. Maybe I should try my hand at this crypto gambling shit. That's how this shit works. It's luck. Luck plays a serious role in all of this stuff. I was lucky because I didn't win. You should have sympathy for addicts. You should have sympathy for addicts regardless, especially because it is like functionally an incontrollable thing. Like they just cannot control themselves. And it can happen to those who you love as well. Easily. It can happen to you easily when you don't even realize it. So be kind. Sliker is on Discord saying he lost 11 Bitcoin due to gambling, 200K. Plus wants to do a 1-year-long subathon to pay people back. Wagered 1 million on dual bits, never played slots, and only bet on sports. He also scammed Nim. This is actually another fucking problem too. Let's talk about this, okay? Because it is gambling addiction still. I know that a lot of people, when they hear like, oh, he never wagered on slots, so like, I guess it wasn't XQC's fault or whatever the fuck. Yeah, no shit. Sports betting is still gambling. And not only that, but I've talked about this before as well, that is quite literally overtaking professional sports as well. That's another gigantic issue that even though there are supposedly checks, right? In sports betting, there's at least like some level of like security. You know, it's not as easy as like cyber casinos. But sports betting is, again, another fucking incredibly addictive form of gambling that is overtaking the professional sports too. On the sports gambling thing, even players get involved, and the leagues often harshly punish players, which should show how dangerous sports gambling actually is.
I mean, wait, I thought, but Pete Rose was an addict.
Michael Jordan.
Pete Rose was an addict, chat. He gambled his own money, and he bet on his own teams, and he's still not allowed to go into the Hall of Fame. He didn't steal a bunch of money from all of his players.
Michael Jordan is one of the greatest athletes.
He wants to use the fact that he needs to pay people back as justification to stay on the platform and be famous. You know what you could do to pay people back? Get a job, Sliker. Go work at McDonald's, which is all you're qualified to do, you fucking worthless slug. Get out of here. I actually feel bad even comparing you to a fast food worker. You would never survive. We all know that. Working fast food is actually hard. He would not stand up for 5 minutes. He would not stand there for 5 minutes. Can you imagine him getting a job at Starbucks? He'd walk out the first daytime rush. Get the fuck out of here. There's speculation that Michael Jordan owed so much money that's why his father was killed. I was homeless and I had to spend $3K from a loan to get clean. I worked at UPS at a warehouse, which kicked my ass for 3 years. Damn, dude.
Of all time, and also was a gigantic degenerate gambling addict. That's all I'll say on the matter. We don't know what some of the reasons were as to why he retired, but you can figure.
The argument is that by cheating and gambling and getting caught, the player directly tarnishes the entire brand of the sports league, thereby reducing money possible for all players to earn. Hey, Twitch. Sliker is damaging the entire website.
Figure it out. Why do you think it took this long for him to be exposed? I think it took this long for him to be exposed because this kind of stuff happens behind the scenes all the time with streamers. Like, we just don't fucking talk about it. It got to a point where he like quite literally asked every fucking person so many goddamn times that like he asked the wrong person the wrong amount and they were like, okay, I'm fucking calling it out. I'm 17, by the way. What is this? I streamed with you, grew your TikTok account with 136K followers, showed you my financial struggles, and yet you tried finessing me over 17 and 12 months of you, asking me for money till literally 8 days ago. Shame on you, Sliker. Every hair that fell off was for every dollar you stole. God damn, bro. You didn't have to do him like that. Listen, Sliker might not see your call outs, which he probably will, but other bald people are going to hear you say that, okay? I'm just kidding. It's just sad, man. It's so fucking sad. It's such a sad state of affairs, you know? Like, there's people that have been in situations similar to
like,
this.
I legitimately don't understand the brain. Like, I think that I appreciate why people are like, hey, you know, addictions, don't, you know, stigmatize addicts. You know, everybody can, you know, everyone needs support to recover. I agree with that. I think that's very important. But when a gambling addict is still robbing people, and the only reason he stopped is because he got caught, he didn't go to the point where he was like, he didn't come out on his own and go, everybody, I'm so sorry. I scammed you. I was addicted to gambling and I took all this money and I need help. He got caught and he's doing damage control. That's it.
this where they didn't behave that way. I've struggled with addiction, as I've openly stated, okay? And I was lucky enough to be able to deal with it because I had a good support system. I don't know. Bro, people should not feel sad for him. He's a cucklord for doing that. Yeah, what he did was the biggest piece of shit ever, dude. He scammed so many
He was asking the day before he got exposed. Exactly.
motherfuckers. But ultimately, I do think that, like, Sliker in this situation, regardless of whether or not his, like, addiction harmed him or not, it doesn't absolve him of the responsibilities. But
how is XQC involved? XQC has gambling streams. Sliker was a infamous streamer. I wouldn't say he's a famous streamer. I'd say he's an infamous streamer. He's a streamer that was kind of like the biggest bottom feeder on the platform. Racist, misogynist, brought nothing of value, wasn't good at gaming, wasn't, creative in any way, didn't put together a good show, was just kind of a worthless piece of shit. And so Twitch never, like, he had relatively high viewership, like well above what you need to get partnered. Twitch didn't partner him for years. So he was always a scumbag, and it turns out that he was going around to everybody, other streamers, viewers, mods in his community, and begging and asking them for money so he could go and gamble it all. And he scammed hundreds of thousands of dollars from people on the promise that he would pay it back. Not only that, he's bailing Sliker out and trying to wash the filth off gambling. And the reality is that gambling streams are extremely bad because Twitch is a platform that tends to have people younger than 40. People that have, if you establish a gambling habit young, you're going to have a lifelong gambling habit. And gambling addiction is one of the most difficult addictions to overcome because not only does it, fuck you up mentally, it also destroys the trust you have with your friends and family, and it drains you of financial resources so you can't pay for care. So it's like one of the most dangerous things to get addicted to because of how it completely destroys your life and financial position. So we have these very shady cryptocurrency casinos that exist out there in Aruba and shit in the middle of the Caribbean where they could try to avoid regulation. And they've paid millions of dollars to top streamers on the platform to gamble. And their communities have lost millions upon millions upon millions of dollars because of the way they were introduced to these websites. And so the streamers, including the number one streamer on the platform, XQC, who have lost millions of dollars and gotten thousands upon thousands of people involved in gambling, are trying to do damage control for this. And it's gross, man. I don't know what to say. It took me 1 year to get my head fully clear and 5 years or so to fully rebuild my relationships with friends and family. Yeah. 50% of my friends are sports betting addicts, have been so since childhood.
Still is in some ways a victim. I don't know. I know too many people, man. I know too many motherfuckers with like issues that have struggled with addiction. I myself.
Hackstock says, my dad had such a bad gambling addiction. He lost millions of dollars over 10 years. I found this out after he died. He kept it a secret from me and my mom and was flat broke when he died. I wish I knew how bad it was. Yeah, that really fucking sucks, man. That's so sad, dude. That is so sad.
Have struggled with addiction. It's hard for me not to empathize when I see someone who's like very clearly, even if they're being like horrifyingly awful, okay, to others, it just still, I still see the other side of it as well, but he definitely does need help. I mean, he's already getting backlash and he's already getting the punishment. Is he addicted or just a piece of shit? Bro, he is a piece of shit that was addicted. He is addicted and a piece of shit. Sometimes people are pieces of shit and also addicts, okay? It can be both. The other logs of that kid who literally got 2 jobs starting selling his PS5 and gave his entire paychecks to Sliker every time, he was the most predatory thing I've ever had. Psychotic. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, addiction does make you into a piece of shit in a lot of instances. Like, I recognize how fortunate.
Right, here's where I disagree with Hasan. Addiction doesn't make you that depraved. I'm sorry. Like, that is a moral failing. At a certain point, there is such thing as a moral failing. And stealing every dime from someone so you can gamble and doing it again and again. There's plenty of people with gambling addictions who don't do that shit. He's fucking depraved, dude. Like, I understand what addiction is. But you can't apologize and cover up everything he does and just say addiction did it. No, it didn't. He did it. He did it. What if he had murdered someone for money? Would you go, oh, you can't be mad at him. He became a hitman because he was addicted to gambling. Don't judge. No, you would go, even addicted to gambling isn't enough justification for killing someone. Similarly, robbing someone fucking blind who you know can't afford it and taking advantage of them, that's not just gambling addiction.
I am that it didn't.
I lost 27,000.
By the way, he was already a piece of shit before he gambled.
That's crazy.
From giving a lend to Sliker, and I guess I just couldn't, bro. And I'm honestly like I'm really fucking sad about it.
He scammed some poor girl out of her.
It's not a zero-sum thing, Mike. You can hold someone accountable while also giving them a little grace in the face of addiction. Oh, Red Winger. Let me just say this. I'm matching the energy of Sliker. Sliker is not coming out here going like, I'm giving, blah, 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 blah. He didn't come out on his own, Like, this is the other thing. I'm willing to give grace to people when they acted a way to deserve it. But if you act like a disgusting scam piece of shit, which is what he did, you can't go, but I need grace. No.
Chemo money. Sliker scammed the woman in Discord who was in treatment for chemo. I wish I could talk to you on the phone. Bro, I'm not lending more until you pay back the thousands I sent already. I think it's entirely fair. Loop, I got you for sure, I promise. But I'm fucked so hard. Please forgive me. 10K on the 20th, please. No way, bro. Not so close to my transplant. If it didn't clear, 18th, give me a date before I go. 18th, 27 is my transplant date. I need the half on the 22nd. Like, if it didn't go through straight away, I'd be fucked. No, man, I'm not a bank. This is absolutely bananas, dude. This is the guy you want me to feel empathy for, Chad, or go fuck yourself? No, I mean, dude, no one, and I mean no one is saying he's a good person. What a lot of people need to understand is bad people in bad situations that are doing horrifying things.
And I want to say this, chat. I am not the empathy bro. When the revolution comes, I'm not going to be the help people with addictions guy. All right? There's the concept known as empathy fatigue. And quite frankly, I have it. I've been in situations with people who've been scammed before, and they fought me harder than they fought the scammer. And at this point, I don't have empathy for this shit. I don't. I've had too many things in my life. I don't see Sliker as somebody worthy of my empathy. I have a limited amount of energy in my fucking mind. I am not going to expend even 1 ounce of empathy for Sliker. Now, am I saying that I should become the overlord of how we treat people with addictions? No. Just I know in myself, if you're coming to me with empathy, don't come for me for empathy on addiction because you scammed a bunch of people. Are you fucking kidding me? Get out of here. Oh. Sorry, chat. We lost a couple seconds there. What I'm trying to say is, I am not going to go to bat for him. I'm not going to apologize for him. And if you're addicted and you're watching this right now, take this as a wake-up call. Take this as a fucking wake-up call. You're not going to win your money back gambling. It's not going to get better. You're not in an unlucky streak. It's not how it works. The games are designed for you to lose. And the more you play, the higher your certainty of losing. You're not going to win it back. One of the steps of the 12-step program is making amends with everyone you've hurt as a result of your addiction. This is a step that happens long after you accepted that you have a problem. Sliker, from at least what I saw, has not accepted that he has a problem. Yeah, of course not.
Can still be victims themselves, okay? That's the...
People need to be stopped like, oh my God, what if he unalives himself? Okay, let me just say this. When someone threatens to self-harm in the face of accountability, they're doing a manipulation. They're trying to say whatever they can say to get you to stop exposing their bullshit. They're trying to avoid accountability. Actually, suicidal people don't act like that. Laughing and joking and going and doing what he did on the XQC, or excuse me, on the Miskiff stream. And then the moment somebody says, hey, you're a piece of shit, goes, oh, you're going to get me to kill you're going to harm myself. No. And that hurts really people who are actually suffering from self-harm ideations. Stop it, man.
Difference. And this is actually a great fucking example.
Disgusting.
Especially because like a person who can be bad is driven to doing insane
I don't get it. Was Sliker always a piece of shit? Yes. Years and years ago, I used to work at a gas station. This elderly lady would come in almost daily and buy $300 in scratch off. She would maybe win $100 and she would legit walk out thinking she made money. It was my eye-opening moment to gambling addictions. He said it to Minx? What? He said what? Sliker only once, twice in 4 years and lost all his winnings. True, he doesn't seem to be too remorseful, but what's the solution? No rehabilitation? Just say fuck him? The solution is to stop him from scamming people and protect the website by banning him. And then if people want to work behind the scenes to make all of his people whole, he can't be in a position of trust anymore. He hasn't earned it. Being a Twitch streamer, as cringe as this sounds, is a position of trust and authority over your community. When you abuse your community criminally, you can't be allowed to do the job anymore. That's my opinion. I'm not saying ban him from life. I'm not saying he can never have another job again. I'm saying he can't have this job. If somebody was an alcoholic, they wouldn't be allowed to be an airline pilot or a surgeon. If you came into the cockpit drunk, if you came into the operating room high, you're done. And that's, you know, and obviously, you know, Twitch streaming isn't flying a plane of 500 people, but you do have authority and trust over hundreds of people. That's why he was able to steal that money in the first place. He can't be allowed here. Get him off the platform. There was a gas station where my old job where I go off sometimes, and every single time I saw the same older woman with a beat up truck buying a pile of scratch off tickets. Yeah. What some people are failing to see is that Sliker hasn't hit rock bottom. He needs to demonstrate that he's laid out steps toward not being that person anymore. He even joked about asking Miskiff to pay his NHS medical bills. He doesn't get it. Calm like a Tom next to the 5 tier 1s. He also was calling his 3 loan sharks, one of whom slashed his tires to threaten him physically, and he still wanted to call him his friends, even when Hasan called out that his friends sounded like loan sharks. My best friend had a gambling problem, and he got help. He would gamble in secret at night and lost over 10K. He almost got a divorce and lost his family. Doing well now and not in a gambling anonymous program. Only 10K? I'm glad he was able to get out early. The chemo patient was an admin for the Austin show and said another streamer scammed her out of 35K. Bro. His response to making a ledger to get everyone paid back was, that's too hard to put together. Yeah, guys, he's really reformed.
Mainly horrifyingly fucked up shit as a consequence of their addiction. And
a
lot of you are not in that situation. And that's great. That's awesome. You're very fortunate that this did not happen to you. But some of you probably have family members that are like this.
Oh, by the way, chat, I want to tell you this. In the scamming community, I mean, you know, the community of scammers, there's a concept known as a sucker list. Oftentimes, scammers will go and look for people that have been scammed already, and they will put them on a list of proven dopes, basically. Marks, and then they will approach them with a different scam. Once you're known to be a person who can be scammed, you're going to get a lot more scams thrown your way. The biggest predictor over whether someone has been scammed is that they were previously scammed. The National Council on Problem Gambling operates the National Problem Gambling Helpline Network. The network is a single national access point to local resources for those seeking help with a gambling problem. Yeah, it's like 1-800-GAMBLER, right? A girl getting chemo he scammed had previously been scammed by her ex. Apparently that girl, Sliker, helped her file a police report against her boyfriend that scammed her. Then Sliker scammed her for tens of thousands of dollars. Jesus.
Okay. This is a perfect gambling addict microcosm. He still believes the next bet is going to win and he'll pay the girl back for her transplant. Yep. Having compassion for offenders is the basis of your entire view on criminal justice. Yep. That's exactly my point. It's not because like I know Sliker or anything like that. I always try to lead by empathy. One of the things that I describe to you as a matter of profound importance that is one of the fundamental wrongs of the way that the American criminal justice system operates is our draconian attitude towards crime and punishment. People always are like, all right, that's it. This guy needs to be fucking killed. And I think that you got to lead the way with empathy no matter what. You got to start off always with an empathetic approach to even the assailants themselves. Empathy first for the victims, but even empathy for the people who are finding themselves in a disastrously fucked situation.
Okay, so I'm different than Hasan. I don't believe in an individualist style of criminal justice. That strikes me as very liberal, because I'm not calling Hasan liberal, so don't get it twisted. It's just, why is Sliker doing this? It's because there is an entire microcosm of casinos that are set up in a predatory fashion. You want to help cut down problem gambling. It isn't spamming, gambling hotlines that are mostly paid for by casinos for PR purposes. It's regulating this shit. It's getting it off the platform. And as far as what we do with Sliker, obviously show empathy. But for me, the number one thing is you protect your community by stopping the active harm. If somebody's going out there, as I said before, as a, and they're ripping, pipes out of people's homes because they want to sell this and copper wire so they can sell the scrap. That guy's got to be stopped. And then we can work on the empathy. And how do we stop it? Well, we have supportive social safety net, right? We give them housing, healthcare, food, clothing, mental health treatment, vocational training. We give that person an opportunity, because most crime is due to the fact that a person feels alienated or lacks legitimate opportunity, right? That's the thing that causes most of it. Or they have an addiction that they're trying to feed. But like my empathy for a gambling addict is one of tough love, meaning I want Sliker to recover, I guess. I want him to get better, but he's not going to get better by me bailing him out, enabling him, covering up all the crimes he did, and allowing him to possibly victimize more people. That's not helping him. I'm confused how this opinion is different from Hasan. Hasan is being empathetic, but also wants Sliker off the platform. Okay, fair enough. I guess I just have a different gut reaction to this, which is maybe more harsh. Sliker was not some poor, unfortunate soul. He's somebody who had a streaming career that was, giving him money. Have you dealt with addiction personally? Seem not to have. Yes, I have. I have family members who have had gambling addictions. You know what the number one thing you can do to help a gambler? Not pay off all their debts and bail them out in every fucking way. But to force them to do things in exchange for your help. Like ban themselves from casinos. Do you think it's going to help a gambling addict get a sponsorship to gambling? And then what? He's going to put Sliker coupon code when you join stake.com with the Sliker coupon code, and he gets 20% of his community's gambling losses? That's helping him? What happened to you, Mike? 2 pre-rolls. That's just Twitch, man. I don't have any control over that. I think you're just defining empathy a little differently. I would argue your tough love approach is compassionate. Yeah, my tough love, I'm a consequentialist, chat. I know that most people are not, which is fine. I understand that most of you are not. But to me, it's not compassionate if Sliker gets away with it. The people that are harmed are not addressed. And we have more gambling addicts flowing from this platform. That's not compassion to me. Compassion is fixing the shit. That's compassion to me.
I'm really sad and I'm really depressed, but at least I need to try. But he just said he even didn't try. You know what? Money was even doesn't matter at the time. I just said because he just didn't think about me. He just didn't give a fuck about me. I thought he was my friend.
I mean, this is it. This is how gambling addiction hurts so many fucking people. Sliker's on with Misgive right now. What a fucking demon he is. Let's hear. Can you hear me?
Man?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hear you.
man. What's up, bro?
I want to ask you questions that are about your personal experience and how you started getting addicted. And the reason why I'm asking is because, listen, motherfucker, there's a lot of people like you that get caught up in this shit.
This is why Sliker is totally unreformed, dude. Totally unreformed. Like, if he was actually felt bad about his gambling addiction, he would be wanting to share his story. But he doesn't want to be shamed. He's still trying to do he's trying to save face. Like, come on, man. You can't save face.
And I want to make sure that people can at the very least, learn a valuable lesson, not to find themselves in deep trouble in the same way that you found yourself.
Okay, so this is how it all started. Back in 2016, CSGO Launch came out. You could gamble skins on the website. I gambled
Oh my god, this is such bullshit. Fuck this. This is him going, "Oh, you hate loot chests? It's not my fault. It's the loot chests." Give me a fucking break. He's just running through the Redditor soy face. "Oh, it's not my fault. It's all the bad things you don't like. Don't be mad at me." Red March, thanks to the tier 1. This is scam behavior. This is cap to the extreme.
long, man?
Oh, I'll tell you. Wait, I gambled skins on the site, and I enjoyed it. I was too addicted to it and shit, and then it came to the point where I found out you could gamble with money. Play with $50. I wasn't rich. I wasn't a streamer or anything. I used to work a normal job. Used to. Well, I'll be soon as well. But yeah,
What was the normal job that Sliker worked?
used to gamble like $50 to 100. I used to borrow from my managers. My managers I would borrow from. I used to gamble from that. I saved up. I remember I placed a bet, and I won big. I won from £200. I won 6,000, and then I gave it to my dad. Then I took it from my dad, and then gambled that and lost it all. And then I eventually stopped. My sister got mad at me. She shouted at me and she said, "Continue, I'll tell Baba." So I said, "I don't know how." She said, "Call up your bank and let them freeze your account. The only way we can access it is if I'm next to you and I have your card, so you can't do shit." And then I was like, okay, done that, stopped gambling. And eventually I came back. Like, she thought I would stop and got over it. And I wouldn't tell her, I went back into it. It went into streaming, and it became even worse. I'd put in more and more and more.
So the more money you made, the more money you had to gamble.
It went from 100 from when I worked, but when I became a streamer, I started getting more, and I'd deposit in 1,000 or even sometimes 5,000 a day.
Did you ever win big?
Max I won was 20K, but that was like 2019, and I lost it all. I don't know. There's no such thing of stopping in gambling. There's no such thing. For me, there was no such thing. Winning, no. Losing, obviously not. It came to the point of late 2019, like October-ish. Obviously, I started asking my close streamers, for example, who we have right now, and then obviously Hasan and stuff.
So I need to black pill you for a second. When somebody is a full-on sociopath, and there's a lot of different arguments as to why sociopaths exist. Some think there's a genetic component. Some think it has to do with the environment that a person is raised, and they're abused as a child, or they lack love, or there's just some sort of injury or something that happens that causes a person to become a sociopath. That's not important. Why people are sociopaths is not important for this. One of the things they do is they pathologize their victims. They start saying, wow, if somebody's gullible enough, if I could trick you so easily, then you deserve it. If you're my victim, then you deserve it. Because if it wasn't me who was going to victimize you, somebody else was going to come along. The fact that you don't have street smarts, the fact that you fall for it, is all the evidence they need that you deserved it. That's how they actually think. All right. So once you understand that you're dealing with a sociopathic person, and they're antisocial. Now, just because you're a sociopath doesn't mean you're antisocial. There are ways of being pro-social as a sociopath. A lot of times sociopaths don't feel much fear. You could go become a fighter. You could go out there and help people in disaster scenarios. You could put yourselves in personal physical danger to help others. You don't have to victimize and harm others. You can do things with your lack of feeling fear to do pro-social shit. Go be a deep sea diver. There's a bunch of things that not feeling fear could be an advantage in. That would be pro-social. So just because you have this doesn't mean that you are bad. Actions are what make you bad. Go be a surgeon. If you know what I mean? A lot of people would have trouble cutting into another person's flesh, but that's necessary. Opening up someone's body and removing organs is good in the right context. So there is ways of taking your lack of empathy or taking your lack of feeling fear and use it for a pro-social reason. And those people, we love them in society, right? Brave people that do things that are risky to help others, we love that. We love that shit. But if you go out there and you victimize people for your gambling addiction, that's different, man. Red March, thanks for the 2 tier 1s. And Rapid Snake, thank you for the gifted sub as well. Most telling sign is that he was still nice and cordial to the people who wouldn't give him money, and that it sounded like a scam, and he would say, don't expose me, bro, come on.
You started asking people in 2019 originally, when you realized you're not making enough money from streaming
No.
No.
I was making enough. I was making a lot, but I would lose it all to the point where I'm like, I want to continue. So I'll be like, yo, boys, could you help me? I have this
Okay,
issue.
so what I
Like,
said, yes, that's what I
so
meant. Okay.
I would lie to you guys. I also want to say that obviously I'm not proud of this. I promised myself I wouldn't go to the point where I'd ask other streamers and stuff that I've never spoken to and stuff. But obviously it went to that. And I promised myself I wouldn't ask viewers. It went to that point. It just became worse. I was dating Erica in 2020.
My dude, I wish he had asked me, dude. I wished he had asked me, dude. I wish he had asked me, dude. That would have been fucking funny, dude. He asked Hasan's clip channel too. Because, by the way, not to humiliate him, but I would have been like, oh, okay, what do you need the money for? And then I would have immediately been like, okay, let's see some documentation. You say you lost your debit card. You say you've got your bank account locked because of taxes. Can I go ahead and see the enforcement letter? What's your home address? I would have gotten all the deets. And then guess what, chat? He would have stopped responding to me. And then you could expose it as a scam, because the moment you put any kind of a resistance up, they're going to stop. I just take photos. Thanks for the 12 months. That's what Myth did. Check his Twitter. Twitch TOS, prohibited conduct, defame, harass, abuse, threaten, or defraud users. Go ahead and reply to my tweet. Go ahead and reply to my tweet with a screenshot of that TOS. I can't believe Twitch will ban people for saying a common snack food, but will allow a confessed scammer and fraudster to openly stream on their platform. He scam viewers. That type of behavior makes the community unsafe. What the fuck is going on? Go ahead and link that. Look at Miss tweet about being asked. Honestly, just here to farm impressions. Like this tweet of me getting scammed, you bored souls. Yo, bro. What's up, brother? Bro, I saw you're streaming. Damn. Sorry, I need a big fave, bro. My bank fucked me because I didn't pay tax, man. Walla, I'm sorry for asking, but I was wondering if I could borrow and pay you back soon, like in 2 months. I have PayPal working. DW, it's me, LL, but I'm sorry I embarrassed so much. DW, don't be pressured. Let me get back to you after I get some free time, slick. How much would you need, though? Is 1K fine, sorry? And ye, bro, DW. DW. Send me over a picture with the legal doc and I got you, bro. How didn't you pay taxes, though, LOL? Wait, what? LOL? Legal doc? Bro, I've been lazy. Need an accountant. I mean, you had to have received some form of communication from the bank/EU IRS that states you are in debt. Which I got one. Huh? No, they just locked my bank. I called them. They told me I was withheld. I would need a minimum of £1,000 in my account to pay. Which ain't the rest, but it takes the lock off. Basically, I withdraw but not send or pay. Don't worry. Walla, I got you back soon. This man said legal doc. LOL! He tried to make fun of Myth for being basically competent and not an idiot. LOL, it's not unnormal to ask for documentation. You tit. All right, draw out a piece of paper, Myth, and take a picture with it with your face so I can prove you're not being hacked. You ain't tweeting days. I ain't got no trust. Sec, LMAO, wait. This man wants me to draw on paper. Sec, I'm going to take a selfie. Choose figures. That's better. How many numbers? 1 to 5. I'm taking the selfie. Let me just give you one piece of life advice. If you lend someone money who's a friend of yours, you should consider that to be a gift. If friends or family ask you for money informally, that's a gift. If they ask you for an amount of money that would hurt, now they're asking you to make an investment in them. And if some guy who I don't know is DMing me out of nowhere asking for money, that must mean he's asked everybody else. Because if I need money, the first thing I do, I go and use my credit card. I go and ask the bank for a loan. I go to my family. I go to my parents. I go to my sisters. I go to whoever I'm in a relationship with. If I really needed to borrow money, that's the natural order you would go through, right? You expend your own credit, then you ask those that love you, then you ask, that's how you do it. That's the natural progression. If you're just messaging some rando that you don't know, then you've obviously borrowed money from all those people, right? How much money have you borrowed that you're coming to me? Not even your homie. Yep, even if they weren't addicted to whatever, you ain't seeing that shit back. No shot. Exactly. Now, I've lent people money before, chat. I lent a friend of mine who was a streamer money. And I thought of it in my back of my mind, that's a gift. But guess what? They were my friend, who I was very close to. And guess what? They paid me back. They paid me back quickly. But had they not, it wasn't that much. I knew their whole situation. I knew the situation of their friends and family. I knew exactly what was going on. I knew I had an insight into their finances because that's what I asked for. I approached it as a perspective of, oh, you want to borrow money? Why? If you're not willing to tell me, you're not going to get it. And what Myth did, where he was like, show me the document, that's exactly what you should be doing. If someone's coming to you for money, and they're like, it's because of X, Y, and Z Nigerian scam bullshit. Swedenita offered to buy the thing he supposedly needed money for rather than give him cash. He turned around and said, don't worry about it. That's why. Exactly. That reminds me, chat. You know, I've talked about this before, but you know those Nigerian prince emails that you get, a spam email where it's like, hi, I'm a Nigerian prince and I'm set to inherit $50 million. And in order to save my money from other Nigerian princes, I would like to deposit it into your account, and I will pay you a fee of $50,000. But I need you to send $500 to unlock the tax prepay bullshit. There's some cockamamie bullshit about how they're going to give you a bunch of free money as long as you give them money first. Well, if you go and look at a Nigerian prince email, they'll have misspellings. They'll have all sorts of red flags in it. And you can tell this is total bullshit if you look at it. And those mistakes are intentional. That's right. The Nigerian prince email is fucking stupid. Intentionally. Because they only want the people that don't have the wherewithal to notice the mistakes. They want the people who don't notice the red flags. Because they're the people they're going to be able to milk the best. If you're a person who notices those things and starts asking questions, if they typed a really persuasive email that was really well argued and tight and lacked typos, they might get people that are relatively intelligent who might be able to sniff out that something's wrong later in the transaction. They don't want to waste any time with people that have brains. So they intentionally make it as mistake-ridden as possible. It's not because the victims are lesser people. No, it could happen to anyone. Not necessarily a Nigerian prince email scam, but a scam. They do it that way because they want people that are impaired in some way, like an elderly person with dementia, an elderly person who is declining cognitively because of age. They take advantage of those kinds of people, which is why I ban people who can't spell any e-commerce platform I administer. Sus. Great. We need to somehow get Slick on phone with Kit Boga. That will solve this. The thing is, like, chat, I'm weird. I think this is obvious to anybody who watches my stream. I'm a bit weird. I wouldn't treat Slick differently if he was my best friend or a guy I don't know. Many people don't have that ability. They have a special category of treatment and rationalization for their close friends and family. I would be like, if Slick was my brother, I'd be acting the exact same way as I am now. This is true for the designers of the script scam, but the actual scammers don't know this. You can get scam baited hard, lol. You're talking about the people that are like the foot soldiers, not necessarily the people behind it all, the like owners of the scam organization. The head of the organized crime is usually pretty smart. The sad thing is most people are willing to help someone even if they don't know him. That's the actual positive thing. The thing about scams like this, if you want to take the blue pill and if you want to be optimistic about this type of shit, the fact that so many people are willing to help someone, even someone they don't know very well, because they are in distress, tells you that we are a cooperative. Rationally, if we were economically rational, nobody would have given money to Slick. But the fact that they did proves that we're not all capitalist automatons. No matter how much propaganda has been pumped into our brains, we still have compassion for other human beings. That's pretty beautiful in a sense. It's just disgusting that Slick took advantage of that. He admitted to owing 300K. It's way more than that. It's way more than that. You're the only person covering this news, so it cannot be that big. I'm literally watching Hasan cover it.
Kept it away from her. She eventually found out through John Zerka and we'd get in like constant arguments, and I'd lie to her and say that I stopped and stuff, and it fucked up my whole life. So yeah, so I know this sounds rude, but it was a way. My initial thoughts wasn't to gamble with the money that I get. If I make a load of money, I would take it out and pay people with it.
Bro, you're saying that, but you literally were getting money from other people. From what I understand, you were getting money from other people to pay other people, right? But also simultaneously.
No, that's false. That's false. That's false.
That's not,
no.
Okay, so that's not true. So you were just getting money from other people,
no.
thinking that you were.
Let me speak, Hasan. Please, bro.
And by the way, he's yelling because he's being exposed. And this is criminal behavior. This is what a Ponzi scheme is you take money from later investors to pay earlier investors so that the people, because everybody gives you a period of grace, right? Like say I lend you $1,000 and you say, I'll pay you back in a month. And 2 months go by and you haven't paid me back. And I go to you and say, hey, dude, I've been waiting 2 months. Where the fuck is the money? You're a month late. You could turn around and borrow a fresh 1,000 from someone else and pay me off, and I'll shut up. And now the timer starts again. The timer starts with the person you just borrowed from. So you can keep the scam going as long as you can find new people to borrow to pay back the old people. The old people won't speak up and say, hey, Slick didn't pay me off. He borrowed all this money. So other people he borrowed money from would see you complain and go, wait a minute, he borrowed money from me too. And that would stop the scam. So he's yelling at Hasan because that's exactly what he did. And he's aggressive because he's trying to save face. Because he wants to be seen as an innocent victim, not as an active perpetrator, which he was. It's actually weirder than that. Part of Slicker's bit was that he would always yell at Hasan whenever he spoke as if he couldn't understand anything he was saying. And even now he's keeping the bit going, playing the character for chat. Miskiff smiling and laughing is signaling to his audience that this is funny and Hasan is the buzzkill and Slick is the content.
You've been taking
big chunks would be to people I owe. Only big chunks would be to people I owe. I'd maybe keep like a 1K for me to use and play with, but then big chunks I pay people. I owed people a lot, like even outside people. It would just keep getting worse. Like at the start, it would be owing people like 1K, 2K, like a month. Eventually it became like 15K, 10K, 20K a month.
Slicker, you understand that people don't think that you look or sound remorseful at all, right?
Hell, I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to, wait, what does that mean? As in, wait, what do you mean?
Like
wait, hold on, I don't want to say.
Right now, when we're having this conversation with you, or at least from my perspective, it doesn't feel like you're
Bro, he doesn't even know the definition of remorse. That's funny. That's next level shit. I don't even know what remorse is. I definitely ain't feeling that.
It doesn't feel like you are. Maybe I'm wrong.
Out of gambling. I'm never going to ask anyone anymore. The why? If I didn't get caught, I would have still asked. If I didn't get caught, I would have still asked. So the people that exposed me, these are the people I wish that came sooner in my life than later. Will I stop gambling? The only way for me to stop is I have to go to rehab.
Yes. Thank you for recognizing that. Yeah, you need. What a lot of people have not brought up in this situation is that you also do need, other than redemption or paying everyone else, because the victims come first in the situation. And holy,
this is, by the way, Chad, I want to say thank God Hasan is a top streamer. This is something that somebody just said in chat. They said, drama shit like this makes me happy that Hasan is a top streamer, the only adult perspective in this call. Can you imagine if Hasan wasn't here and it was Pepe La D or something? Pepe La D would be going in here. If you got scammed, you're the fucking idiot. Fuck you. Haha, it's so funny that he scammed those people. I would never get scammed. Anyone who scammed is a dumbass. You deserve it. Hope you learned your lesson. Anyway, Slick, let's talk about how Pokimane did that thing and why women on the platform are bad. That's the type of shit that would happen. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Fuck, you need like literally a class action lawsuit style website in order to be able to genuinely track down every single person that you've like stolen money from at this position at this point. Obviously there are people like myself and Misgive who is fine, you know what I mean? But
I've seen so many people equate gambling on the platform to hot tub streamers. It's actually insane. I swear to God that if you are somebody who's anti hot tub stream, you're brain dead. Don't watch. When Amaranth goes live, you know what doesn't happen? My viewers don't drop because I have a different subset of viewers. Except for Derek Lucci, I don't have the hot tub stream watcher set watching my stream. So the fact that you're playing bronze Valorant or fucking League or whatever is not keeping you from being a top streamer, bro. It's your lack of charisma, your lack of gameplay, your lack of ability not to have dead air for 20 fucking minutes. That is what's causing you not to be a good streamer. Not somebody over here wearing a bikini and doing yoga. And it's so funny. It's like, imagine, it's like somebody being on television and going, it's so unfair that there's now a new television show on a different channel. They're stealing my viewers. Like, what? I can't believe I can't believe Marvel Films made a new movie. They could be watching my stream. Like, what? Shut up. It'd be weird once the Koch brothers get the manufacturer Hasan type they've been working on for the last year and a half launched. I thought they already did. Isn't that female Ben Shapiro? I mean, remember Who's Line versus Friends? Oh yeah, that was a conspiracy. Sliker straight up told Miz that Miz would have to translate Hasan for him because, as Sliker said, I'm going HD mode, bro. Whatever you talk, I can't even understand you, bro.
But then there is like the cancer patient that you were talking about. Okay,
Right.
like those, you are not tracking this adequately at all. You told Misgift that you only have 12 people on your list. Which,
No.
and you deleted people from that list. You need to literally, or someone needs to literally get together every single person that you took taken money from and build a website or something so that there is like an adequate tracking process. But beyond that, for you personally, what you need to actually get for yourself is help. Medical help, serious help. The UK has a lot of fucking gambling issues already. There has to be some kind of fucking counselor you need to talk to, and you need to do it immediately.
Yeah, I haven't
He
thought.
needs to ban himself. He needs to ban himself from every gaming website. He needs to go to casinos and put him on a do not play list. I mean, maybe that's not true in the UK, but in the US, you can do that. In the US, you can put yourself on the do not allow to play list. You could ban yourself from a casino. That's what he needs to do. He already banned on UK gambling sites. He would make alt accounts, he said. It's called self-exclusion. Thank you, bolt yourself in. Dude needs to get off the internet. He should be publicizing his meltdown. It's not going to aid his recovery. It will detriment it. No, it needs to be publicized because he's an active scammer on this platform. So as many people on this platform need to know that there's a fucking scammer who's stealing thousands of dollars from people. So don't trust him and don't listen to him ever.
Of that, yeah, like I did want to, like, I have to quit, but I'm not thinking of like fully doing the calling them yet up yet. I'm stun locked. I was legit stun locked from yesterday and the day before.
You're gonna be stun locked. Look, dude, your whole world is fucking going to shit. You know what I mean? Like everyone's coming out with the shit. You're gonna be stun locked. XUC and Train already said that they'll help you with the list.
That needs to also not border on enabling as well. For the record, I think it's a good thing that they're doing that, and I do agree. I've done this before as well, but that needs to be conditional on the tie it back to like some kind of counseling or something for Sliker as well, because if he just clears all of his fucking debts, which all those people do deserve to get that money back, absolutely, every single fucking penny. But Sliker himself is going to keep gambling. Maybe he won't be able to steal money from people like he has thus far, but he's going to still do whatever the fuck he can because he's an addict.
I will, and I said if I, as much as a dirty person I am, it's the only thing that makes me have fun, but then at the same time makes me want to bang my head against the wall.
What do you, dude, this is crazy. You know what's fun? Fucking playing video games is fun, okay? I suck at Valorant. I play anyway. It makes me very upset when I'm losing. Makes me very happy when I'm winning. That is entirely different than what you're in, okay? You need to recognize that you are no longer in like, I'm playing a game. There's something... Maybe it's because we're streamers that we're so fucking far removed from reality that we can like ask other streamers for 50 grand and like they'll give it to us. But you have to understand that you are in the real world right now. What you have done is something that literally could have criminal punishments. But I feel like
if that happens, I'll take it. I'll admit to every guilt.
But I'm talking to you, and I feel like you're not even like, gambling addiction is such a fucking insane demon that I'm talking to you and I feel like I'm talking to a wall. Like I don't even think you recognize what is legitimately happening.
My bro, I do. I realize it. I've always realized how
he got caught. That's why he feels bad. Exactly. He got caught. He got exposed. That's why he feels bad. And pretending to feel bad is his way of getting someone else to cover his debt. You know what it looks like when someone feels bad?
how much of a piece of shit I am for what I've done.
Calling yourself a piece of shit doesn't mean anything.
Always knew it. Again, people will still not believe. But if you're a gambling addict and you obviously borrow from people, where is the common sense to see that you are a good person? There isn't. All my life, I've lived as a fucking thief. Like a thief. But my intentions were to pay them back. But of course, it was still a thief because I would lie to them about the dates.
Would you go to rehab?
By the way, he says, I lived my life as a thief. Thieves don't return property they've converted. He's letting you in. He's giving you that sociopathic insight. That also gives him pleasure dopamine, because when he says, I'm a thief, and he can confess it, it makes the scam even more pleasurable. It's like he got away with it a second time.
Bro, I mean, at this point, yes, I don't know. I have to call. For me, it's an addiction, bro. It's the only. I'll connect to my local GP.
You said you have $0, Sliker. I will pay for your rehab.
No,
It doesn't matter. It's NHS.
I think it's free. It's free anyway.
Okay,
It's free. He lives in a fucking civilized country.
Yeah, so
but I might message you later on and be like, "Yo, Miss, I have to pay off my NHS." I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even say that. That was really. It's not the time to laugh at that. But
Mr. Sliker,
I'll message my local GP and I'll arrange it soon.
Okay.
How are we gonna get assurances that you're actually doing this and not fucking lying now that you've completely destroyed any sort of credibility that you may or may not have had?
I mean, if you want, I don't know, send you pictures, or my sister will let you guys know.
Maybe I have somebody that works for me or something that I can like help you try to figure out this mass amount of money that you owe for each person. Because I know people are trying to make lists and checking them twice of how much money is really owed. But I just want to make sure that we get every single person that you truly owe money to.
I mainly messaged the way I done it was I will just go through all my Twitters and I'll scroll down from the start and check, because I can remember.
Bro, PayPal, PayPal. You could literally extract your PayPal
PayPal's
transaction.
too much. No, because there was people I repetitively paid. Like it will scroll down too long.
I know, but you can literally fucking extract your PayPal transactions and then.
Wait, he's saying his PayPal transactions is longer than the Twitter DMs? Sounds like he doesn't want people to see where he's actually sending his money. We also need a copy of your hard drives, bro.
Through it, especially sorting it by.
Why does Miskiff have a picture of ST Peach in the bottom left of the screen? Can someone explain to me this? Is he literally just farming? None of the people that are like anti-hot tub stream or anti-thought are going to go to Miskiff and go, how dare you put a woman on your screen? You're taking advantage of, you're stealing viewers from another streamer, mediocre male streamer. You're stealing viewers from another cameraman. Because he always has a pretty girl next to him. Oh, well, see, he's profiting, so it's okay. A better question is how you were able to identify ST Peach that quickly from that small of an image. That's Chatter told me.
Larger percentages or larger numbers. Scroll all the way back to 2019. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. You've been taking money from people since 2019. It's going to be a lot of fucking work. You know what else was too much work? You fucking taking a day off from streaming to ask people, every single person, including fans of yours, including mods of yours, whatever kind of money you could get from them. That was too much work, but you did it. If you want genuine rehabilitation.
You forgot to put Hasan in the title to take more viewers. Fuck.
Which I want that for you. You need to fix yourself.
Shit, I should have put reviewing Hasan's Sliker content. Ah, shit, you're right.
And you need to also mend all of the fucking relationships, or not relationships, but all the money that you've stolen from people. Yeah, of course it's going to be too much work. What the fuck do you mean?
I wanted to say that to every person that I borrowed from, I want to say I deeply apologize.
Thank you for the 50
I feel a
You're
bit better, but I'm still like...
You're still saying borrowed. You're still using language as though you're like... You always had the intention of paying it back. Step one
I
is
did. I know you won't believe that. I know. No one will. I always did. I always had my intentions to try and pay these people back on my mom's life. Okay, I can't say that. I'm sorry.
You gotta stop saying on your mom.
He says on my mom's life, except the part where he immediately said, oh, I shouldn't say that. So you didn't mean to pay it back. And by the way, chat, the reason why he yelled is because that has to do with his intent. So if his intent was to borrow, that's different than if he confesses that his intent was to scam, then it becomes a criminal offense. So he's trying to stop. There's something known as the mens rea, right? So to have a crime, many criminal offenses have two parts. Here's the Latin. The Latin words are the actus reus and the mens rea, right? So the actual actions you take, and then what your mental state was, your intent, is the other element. So if he intended to steal the money, then he's committing fraud. He only ever gave back the money to people who he thought were going to start making a fuss about it. Exactly.
Mom's like,
I know, but I'm not lying. I mean it. I'm not lying. I mean it. My intentions were to pay these people back.
no, you're okay.
You won't. I know you. You won't.
I don't believe it
for
because
example,
you're an addict.
wait,
Like, you don't know
Hassan. I've paid a few people back. You know what I'm saying? For example, Miz,
By borrowing money from other people.
when you asked
Bro,
me, I
if you
could be like,
stole
yeah, just wait 1 second. Maybe
$300,000
mistake.
and you
Maybe
pay back
mistake.
10, who
You know?
cares? You know what I mean? You're not even taking the necessary precautions from the jump by having like an adequate Excel spreadsheet of every fucking itemized receipt. That's insane. You need to do that right the fuck now, okay? I'm happy that you're not suicidal. That's a good thing. I think that's what XUC was trying to get across, was like, don't do anything stupid. But you have to now, okay, now that you are not in that situation, you have to fucking take accountability for your actions. And everything I've heard from you over the past hour has been a complete avoidance of said accountability. Just because
Lakari literally tweeted the receipts that Sliker paid him back, but canceled the transaction after. So it only looked like he paid Lakari back.
you're saying like, oh, I'm a bad person, I'm sorry, does not change the reality that you're not doing the things that you're supposed to fucking do. You literally told me it's too hard to do the accounting.
I will seek for help. I will. I know this is not coming out like it's serious, bro. Just wait, and I will. Wajito said Wajito will help me out. Even without Wajito, I'll still do it. Right.
You need to also let your dad know too. You need to let your
okay,
family
there's
know
this,
that you care about
but
it.
I feel like then again, bro, this don't need to be in stream when we discuss this. You know, you don't need to say this on stream. You can message me and say you need to let your dad know if I.
Yeah, Dad, he's really remorseful, chat. The narcissistic. So the reason why he's getting mad is it's called a narcissistic injury. Basically, when a narcissist's public persona is exposed to be false, they fly into a narcissistic rage because you are damaging the mask they show to the world. So even though it's true, he's going to attack you because you have shown people his true nature. Actually, yes, we do need to do this on stream because you scammed people due to streaming. So in order to hold you accountable, we have to show all the people that you scammed.
I feel like I'm too afraid, and I'll let him find out himself. It's the hardest.
This isn't a meltdown. This is him doing. He's not melting down. He's doing PR.
For me, man. I know it's hard for everyone to find out. It was so hard for me to come out yesterday. I was gonna come out and lie. I know how disgusting that is. Because as you can see, I'm telling the truth. Yesterday, I was gonna come out and lie and say that I had debts to pay off.
I don't know what else to say other than this. Okay, look, I don't know. I'm trying to go about this in the most adult way possible and handle this situation that is like otherwise definitely criminal. And I appreciate Miski for trying to get compensation for the victims. That is what matters in this situation, obviously, first and foremost,
right.
Especially judging by like the people that you went after. A lot of them seemingly did not even have any money. We need some assurances from you, and we need someone in your life that is a grown adult, that is a responsible party.
That's all, we got it. Trust me. Vegeta's my top dog. He will make sure it happens. Make sure everyone's getting paid. He's gonna go through all the shit. He'll work with Sliker. He'll get it done.
I really hope you get better, Sliker.
I appreciate that. I'm sorry,
victims...
Hassan. I'm sorry. Look, I want to say as well to the people also not involved. I'm sorry to everyone hearing about this. It's unexpected. Of course, there's people out there that knew about this, but to the people that didn't, I apologize because I don't know, like, it's fucking scummy. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude, that's fucking okay. I don't know if that was a productive conversation at all. I feel like it's not, I don't know. I wanted to, there's not an internal issue. You're not fucking HR, call the cops. Yeah, I think this is a legal problem. This guy got exposed in less than 24 hours. His ass gets saved. He has no remorse. No, the problem is the problem in this situation, understandably, the streamers, they want to help the victims. But I'll just say this much. What you listen to, in my point of view, from my point of view, and I've been in this situation. I've been in these shoes. I'm gonna keep it real. You are watching a person that has not hit rock bottom or has like the true remorse. That's all. That's what it looked like to me. It felt like there was, I mean, every time I offered any pushback whatsoever, he was jumping. Like the only time he actually like ever had any emotion, like any kind of fucking anger or whatever, was whenever I like actually, you know, said anything about his situation. Why do you think Trainer X is trying to help pay? Because they want to cover it up. I mean, I think part of the reason why is it's the same as like what you saw. I mean, Ludwig has gotten himself involved in paying people as well, in paying the victims as well. Like, there is definitely a genuine interest in why people want to do it, especially the fans. Like, that's the reason why they want to help. I mean, sure, there's a PR component to it as well. But if
Hasan is a really good dude. He cut off a chemo patient coming into the call, crying and asking him if he was ever truly her friend, and him being completely cold to her while she was crying. Jesus
as far as Sliker
Christ.
goes, like, if he can't even fucking tell his dad that he has this problem, like, I mean, he doesn't truly feel like he did something wrong. You know what I mean?
I don't want to show that part because it has a victim. So as much as it would be useful for my argument, I'm not going to profit from a victim's emotional vulnerability.
Stake try and take advantage of this. From Stake's point of view, this looks terrible for them because here you have a streamer other than Mitch Jones who quite literally, as a consequence of his gambling addiction, scammed the fuckload of people out of $300,000, $400,000, maybe even more, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not great. That's not great because this will bring a lot of negative attention to the platform, a platform where the top streamers
Exactly. Thank you, Hasan.
are gambling advertisers. This will get a lot of coverage from many different outlets, possibly real news media outlets, because
if I were Sliker, I'd be worried about getting arrested. The moment any mainstream media picks this up, and like, I'm pretty sure the Washington Post and the New York Times have online culture reporters that cover these websites that could write a piece. MI5, baby.
Not even a regular scam. This is a 3-year-long scam that is
what is it? Scotland Yard, baby.
Grand larceny and wire fraud that is to the tune of possibly at the minimum $300,000. I don't think people understand the severity of this. I think people are looking at it like it's a fucking meme or a joke or drama or someone being cringe. Sliker doesn't use Stake. He does sports betting. I know. Sliker himself did not actually get addicted to gambling off of Stake. I wanted everyone to understand. That's why I asked him, how did you get started? I wanted everyone to understand how easily people get started with gambling as an addiction, because that's the reason why I asked him that. Because I wanted people to understand, like, it's that simple. It could be off of a fucking CSGO knife skin. We need to address the problem that gambling streams are still allowed on this platform. As long as it's legal to gamble on stream, more people...
WAPO is owned by Bezos, so they're probably aware of Twitch. Oh, we were better than this. We know prison doesn't help people with addictions. I'm not arresting him for a gambling addiction. I'm arresting him for committing wire fraud and white-collar crime. It's worth noting that Stake.com does not accept bets from long-term winning sports bettors. No shit. No casino does.
Will cause pain to themselves and others. Yeah. Sliker is one person with a prominent fucking platform, which allowed him to be able to steal from so many people. The reason why I am offering more coverage to this, and people will say, oh, drama farming, that's why you're doing it. No, the reason why I'm offering coverage to this is because he's a very real life example of a fucking gambling addict. And
I don't know. He's not your standard gambling addict. They just ruin their own family's lives. They don't have the access to thousands of people that they can scam.
You've been taking money from people since 2019. It's going to be a lot of fucking work. You know what else was too much work? You fucking taking a day off from streaming.
Evelyn D just got put into a Senate investigation hearing for extremism. Wait, what?
To ask people, every single person, including fans of yours, including mods of yours, whatever kind of money you could get from them. That was too much work, but you did it. If you want genuine rehabilitation, which I want that for you, you need to fix yourself, and you need to also mend all of the fucking relationships, or not relationships, but all the money that you've stolen from people.
By the way, chat, if you intend to pay someone back, you know what you do? You sign a promissory note. You keep track of who you borrowed from. You have a schedule of repayments and an agreed upon interest rate. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I need to borrow 10K, but I'll pay you $1,000 a month for the next year or whatever. You actually have some sort of substantial step to pay the person back. You don't go, thanks for the 10K, go to the casino, drop it all, and then go to a different friend. Oh man, I need to borrow money based on some lie about your debit card. The fact that he lied about it, he asked people for money, but then he lied about it. That's not an intent to pay. That's an intent to scam. Just so this is clear for everybody's here. He wasn't borrowing money. He was scamming money. And the only reason he's doing any of this is damage control. And yeah, if you want my honest to God opinion, he should be prosecuted. He should be prosecuted. I'm not an abolitionist for white collar criminals. Sorry. All right, how about this? When we close when the revolution happens and socialism is on the rise worldwide and we're all linking our hands and doing things for the good of all humanity, and the very last prison, we've opened the cell to the very last prisoner. That last prisoner is a white collar criminal. But until that day, put him in prison. Put him in prison. He can say borrow as many times as he wants. He doesn't even know the full list of people he borrowed from. Exactly. Homeland Security used a Pepela DNF and Sneeko debate in a Senate hearing about online extremism. Uh-oh. If I was in a congressional hearing about being an online extremist, I'd be very worried my YouTube was gonna get banned. I don't know. That's just me though.
Yeah, of course it's gonna be too much work. What the fuck do you mean?
Right.
So let's.
It was too hot on this. No offense. Every time Hasan speaks, my ADHD kicks.
He gave Miskiv a list of the people he owed. It was literally 19 people, and he admitted to deleting people off this list. I think the thing that's different about me and Hasan, and this is just personality. Hasan thinks that our country has not a fundamental lack of empathy, especially for poor people, and I couldn't agree more. But Sliker is not a representative of that group. Sliker is a rich criminal, like most criminals that get away with it. There is not a lack of empathy for streamers that has dumped hundreds of thousands of dollars of stolen money in online casinos. As you can see, tons of empathy for that guy. People coming out of the woodwork to pay his debt. All right? Not a lack of empathy for that guy. So rich fuckers have a lot of empathy. The guy on the street, the homeless person, the drug addict, that person doesn't have any fucking empathy. This guy, all the empathy. That's why he was able to borrow all that money in the first place. Empathy. Wolfie Tyler, thanks for the tier 3.
I'm not to be rude. I'm so sorry. It's just, you know me, Hasan. It's too hard to hear you most of the time.
You've been taking money from people since 2019. It's going to be a lot of fucking work. You know what else was too much?
My ADHD kicked in was a way so he could. This is the shit that's happening online, and I don't know if it's this generation or what, but people using, oh, I have ADHD, oh, I have OCD, oh, I have this, oh, I have that. That's why I can't do anything, and you can't hold me accountable for it. It's like, just because you have ADHD doesn't mean you don't have to go to school. Just because you have ADHD doesn't mean you don't have to take a shower. Just because you have a gambling addiction doesn't mean you can't be held accountable for stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars. Those things are understanding why such a thing might happen so we can build coping mechanisms to help you act better and more in alignment with your goals, right? We don't say ADHD, therefore you don't have to do anything. Maybe we'll say, for example, in school, you have ADHD. Okay, here's some additional time to complete the test because we know that you may have trouble on task. But we don't say you don't have to take the test now. We provide accommodations for you. You learn coping mechanisms. You recognize that you have an executive function disorder. So you look at tools that can help you accomplish what the things are that you actually want to accomplish, but that your condition is harming your ability to do. We don't just go, okay, get out of jail free card. You're a gambling addict. You can steal as much as you want. Oh, you're a heroin addict? Go steal all the copper pipe. No, that would be a disgusting, ruined, terrible place to be, where predators would just try to find an excuse for every little thing that they do. That's not socialism, by the way. Socialism is attacking the fundamental causes of those things, through structural reform. One of those structural reforms that I like to propose is banning gambling on Twitch. But I'm not going to say, oh, Sliker, you were a gambling addict, so we're going to let you stream after you stole from all these people. You lost your position of trusted authority. Too bad. There's plenty of people with gambling addictions on Twitch. There's plenty of people with ADHD on Twitch who didn't steal hundreds of thousands of dollars from people. They didn't do that. Those conditions didn't do that. You did that. I'm sorry, but... And if you could call this lack of empathy, fine. Fine. I don't mind. I actually don't mind being the mean guy. I don't mind being the mean guy. I don't want him anywhere near me, and I don't want him anywhere near my community. Somebody who teaches college students was saying there were so many kids now who have too much anxiety to even want to appear on Zoom, and their parents are asking for accommodation. I walked out of Walmart with 3 TVs and said, I've got ADHD, and the greeter just waved me out. What's the difference between saying that and lock him up without calling the cops or any other agent and capable of imprisoning him? Wait, what? I don't know what your question means. Severe anxiety can be debilitating, and it's very, very real. Yeah, so I'm not saying that ADHD and anxiety don't exist. I'm not saying that we shouldn't provide accommodations, but the purpose of giving awareness for these conditions is not to give people just get out of jail, get out of responsibility free cards. It's just so that people are compassionate in providing accommodations. But at the end of the day, whether you have ADHD or not, ultimately, you're going to have to perform those tasks. And honestly, do you want to live in a society where somebody gives you an ADHD diagnosis when you're 12 and then never ever holds you accountable for anything ever again, and you never have to test yourself, and you never have to learn, you never have to strive? You just get told you can be you could just do whatever you want. No one, you know what I mean? That's ridiculous. That's terrible. Yes, LOL. Oh God. That's why you need people like me, Perp Sage. That's why you need people like me with less empathy. Twitch has to do something about this. Ain't no way this shit is not only illegal, but terrible PR for Well, yeah, that's my point. Frankly, those who are being systemic to him are saying it's okay to let this go because he has an addiction. Trust me, people use addiction to justify or use more people to fuck more people over. Fuck this guy. I hope he goes to prison. Let me just say this. You can say that addicts will do this because of a compulsion they have, but it doesn't mean the thing they did, that they no longer were a moral agent. You could, being an addict, you still know right from wrong, man. Sliker could tell you what he did was wrong, but he did it anyway. Now, he did compulsion. And those of us who are designing a society, we understand, okay, person with addiction will steal to satisfy their addiction. So what do you need to do? Remove opportunities for them to steal. It's not stealing is now okay. Taking advantage of people is now okay. That's not what that means. It means, okay, this person can no longer be trusted to be an adult. They can no longer be put in positions of trust because of their addiction. While they're in the active addictive phase, they are now a risk of doing this thing. That's what you need to, that's what systemic understanding means. Doesn't mean get out of jail free card, steal as much as you want, and then say addiction as some sort of like immunity shield. At no point in this interaction does Sliker lead with what he's going to do. It's always a response to a question. This is an interrogation, not a confession. You'd show no actual evidence or intent of making amends. That's exactly my point.
He took like $1,000 because he had extra money from he took like $1,000 because he had extra money from he gave the girl the money, the girl with the Bitcoin address. But did you just see what happened? And he spent $1,000. He just won 1.5 million on a spin. So bad.
XQC did?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, now he's paying everybody back. It's all fine, chat. He's all good. He got it twisted. He took like $1,000 because he had extra money from Did
that actually happen on Twitch, or is he just claiming that happened? Did XQC actually win a spin while live, or is this he says he did? Off stream.
As viewers, as people on this platform, have been able to quite literally see that from point A to point Z, from start to finish, from top to bottom. This is a very good teachable moment for a lot of you who may or may not have found themselves gambling a little bit more. I don't think Sliker is remorseful at all. I don't think he's remorseful. I think he got caught and he got handed a big dub here by other nicer individuals who are going to, cover his his scamming. Glad other people can pay off his debts while he goes to therapy treatment, hopefully for his addiction. I mean, if that happens, then that's great.
You think that's gonna happen, chat? You think that's gonna happen? You think that's actually what's gonna happen? He told it to Miskiff in private. He didn't publicly say he won that money. Miskiff leaked it, so I think it's probably real. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Like, this is it's such bullshit. I think Austin Ox and Frogan have given the best responses to this. Of all the content creators, they're the people that I've been the most aligned with. And Casey Tron.
You, games, fun, slots, money, slots, wins, gamble, money, gamble, jackpot, penthouse suite, expensive cars, you with a girl, winning money, 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 wins, gamble, fun, slots, 40-hour stream, you in a McLaren, fucking buck, gamble, more, you fucking pussy, more wins, more money, more slots, charity, gamble, gamble, gamble. Please gamble responsibly.
I do not understand at all why you're mad at the people paying the victims back. Sliker isn't going to do it. The options are either the rich streamers pay them back or nobody does. How are we mad that someone's getting the back of victims of Sliker's scam? That's a whole nother fucking mother sentence, motherfucker. I never said any of that shit. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? That's a whole goddamn another sentence. I never said that. What the fuck are you talking about?
$1,000 to get extra money from the...
Bro, I'm sorry to bother you, bro. But, I have a problem with myself, and it's basically my bank got locked. It's part of this tax issue that quote unquote has not been paid, but you know, fucking pissing shitty UK bank, whatever. I'm gonna sort it out. If I ask to borrow money off you, is that possible? Yo, Typhoon, what's up, baby? I hope you don't hate me on this. It's so cringe, and I'm cringe for asking my brother, please do not hate me. Please, keep it personal as well. Basically, my bank account got locked. This has happened for like 3-4 days. My bank got temporarily locked, and I have no access to my money. If I asked if I could borrow money and pay you back in 3 months with extra, is that possible? I've asked a few people, whatever. You know how it is, bro. Now you're gonna be like, wait, why is he asking me? I've asked a few streamers, they couldn't help it. I don't mind, it's okay. They don't want to help if you ask a few subs I've noticed. That's why I also asked for your age, because I don't want to ask a fucking 18-year-old or fucking 20-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Enzo, what's up, bro? Just making a video so you know that I'm not hacked. But basically, yo, Mo, I'm not hacked, my bro. I'm not. Look, I'm not hacked, bro. I'll say your name, Mo the First. Yo, what's up, Azu? How you doing, bro? I'm not hacked. I just need a favor. Yo, Pokebray, aka Nutbutt, I'm borrowing a proof it's me, bro. See, I love it, I appreciate it. Like, we ate back. I'm genuinely give me 2 months and I don't know. Yeah, I'm fucking cringe, bro. I'm sorry for this, wallah. It'd mean a lot if you could.
Mike, why are you mad at him? He's just an addict, bro. You know, his mind was totally warped by addiction brain when he made those 15, 20 scam videos. He was totally incapable of knowing that he was lying and taking advantage of dozens of people at the same time. Oh, his addiction made him do it. Okay, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna add you into the call. Yeah, I mean,
he has an actual fucking script. He has an actual fucking script. Now, the rich people paying off the victims, I'm glad those people got their money back. But let's be honest, the big streamers aren't doing it for altruistic reasons. They're doing it so that gambling on Twitch doesn't have a scandal, so that they can keep making money doing the same shit of entrapping faceless viewers who don't have the ability to get on Miskiff's stream when they lose their money. Now, Ludwig, maybe he's more motivated by altruistic reasons, or he wants to shit on Twitch for having gambling on it. I don't know. I'll give Ludwig the benefit of the doubt, because if he's not actually gambling, that's fine. I think Ludwig probably deserves more credit. But XQC? Come on, man. Oh, Garcia, thank you for the 9 months.
Okay, I'm gonna add you into the call. Yeah, I mean, once again, are you okay with that or not?
Who are you adding?
Train, are you okay with that?
Okay, sure, yeah.
Okay.
Run train on me. my main points that I want to make is that, one, these are unregulated gambling sites. Two, people say that your audience is older, but like, I mean, you're gonna have a lot of kids watching you on Twitch, okay?
You can make that case, an argument, and have a point for any content creator.
I'm gonna ask you a question, okay? A very simple one. Have you sat through a 20-hour stream of mine? Just one of them?
No.
See, like, this is the problem. So, like, my biggest, like...
You're misrepresenting gambling as a concept. Even though it's already bad, you're making it worse.
Did you watch 20 hours? Well, then you can't judge me.
Just for bag, which is legitimately pretty evil.
How much money do you get paid every month from them?
Well, right now I'm down.
How much do they pay you as a flat fee every month?
I'll tell you, $1 million. $1 million a month. And I'm down 2.8 million this month.
You also get a commission from the people that use your bonus code, right?
I get amount wagered, but I don't push the code at all. And I tell people
on your screen the whole time, right?
It is on my screen, but I tell people not to gamble at all. Every hour, every win, I tell them not to gamble. I tell them,
come on.
What do you mean,
performative? That's performative. You know, there's a reason they're paying you $1 million a month. You could say, hey, fucking don't gamble. You're gambling. They're paying you $1 million a month flat to gamble. You're getting a commission from all the people using your code. It's not, you can't just dance around it like, hey guys, wink, wink, don't gamble. That's just, I understand.
No, wait, let me respond. You are virtue signaling and high roading at that point. I am not pushing my code in hopes to make money from my code. I am not telling them. And
why would be sponsored at all?
I put my code up, but it's not to make money. Is there a single person who buys that?
Wait, do you know that when I won that million, I put 3.5 million in to get that million? No, you don't. And let me tell you what, if you did know it, you would still exclude it because it doesn't fit your narrative to sell the show that you need to be successful.
I don't.
Ethan, what this guy? Ethan, hold on.
No, you don't.
Trade is actually losing money on this sponsorship.
And let me tell you what, if you did know it, you would still exclude it because it doesn't fit your narrative to...
Ethan won't discuss how bad Trainwreck is at gambling because it doesn't fit his anti-gambling narrative. I want to believe that Trainwreck lost money on the gambling streams because that would be even funnier.
Sell the show that you need to be successful.
I don't think the fact that you're losing money, you're saying I'm in it for the love of the game, which is great, which is nice and all, but you're still getting paid $1 million a month. And how much are you making on your code, by the way?
In 3 months, I made 250K. In 3 months, that's nothing.
That's a crazy amount. Jesus fuck.
7 times the annual average income is nothing. Chat, I just want you to know that I'm very poor because I don't make that. I mean, I only have 68 subs today. Look how poor I am. It's September. You can subscribe for 6 months and have a 30% discount, which literally erases Twitch's commission for my channel. All the money you spend will go to me. None will go to Twitch if you subscribe for 6 months. Think about it. Think about it.
Literally, $250,000 is a lot of money, by the way.
How can you?
I don't even make 250K in 3 months. Yeah, I don't even make 250K in a year. What a broke boy, dude. Not even 250K in a year. What a broke bitch. Is this relevant again? Not complaining. These clips are hilarious. I just feel like I missed something. Mike, how is gambling on Twitch relevant to gambling on Twitch? Kelly86, that's for gifting a sub. Top Hat Magic, thanks for the tier 1.
That I'm making it look sustainable when you just admitted you haven't watched a single stream. Can you tell me that as an
you tell me, how can you pay? Most people can't.
How much do you make from this? My income was literally leaked. How do people not know that? I shouldn't even, I guess people forgot. I shouldn't have even mentioned it. Twitch got hacked and they leaked all the income of the top streamers. There was even like what? How do people not know this?
Can't sustain losing millions of dollars a month. That doesn't seem like a sustainable hobby to me.
Now you want to shame me because I can? Gambling is degenerate. You understand?
This argument is dumb. If somebody wants to lose all their money, I mean they can if they have the funds for it. I don't know.
You don't gamble to make money. And if you watched one of my streams, H3,
you do.
Yeah, because I'm fucking addicted and I'm a fucking idiot. But it's not sustainable. I've lost the last
Gambling is addictive. This is actually one of the most incredible things about why gambling shouldn't be allowed on Twitch is Trainwrecks, who has all the resources in the world, who has the ability to stream other shit and still make a ton of money, is gambling, and he knows it's bad, but he can't stop himself. I'm going to believe everything he's saying is true. I don't have to, but I will, just for the sake of good faith. If all that shit is true, it should be banned even more. White Gummy Bear, thanks for the tier 1. He was not a big streamer. Who? Trainwreck has been a big streamer for years, man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I thought gambling was basically illegal. Who bribed the politicians to change that and when? I think all the bad things about Trainwreck, he's been straight up an honest person, to be honest. Calm down.
Deluded, bro. You know everything you're doing is wrong, and you don't want to give it up because you're good.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be the referee. I'm gonna be the referee. He throws real facts and concrete evidence at you, and you throw curveballs and nonchalance at him, and it upsets him.
Evidence. He says,
in the beginning before I met you or talked to you, I had this inkling feeling you're doing this for a show. Now that I'm sitting here talking to you and telling you this stuff, and your responses are these, I know for a fact it's a show. Like, this is insane to me.
Bro, my honest human-to-human advice is that I really think that you need help with your gambling addiction.
Okay.
Like, it just sounds like in a really real way that you are in a really bad spot. It's hurting you, and it sounds like you do have a lot of money invested from crypto, which is amazing. And I don't think anyone wants you to lose your ass doing this, because gambling, you're gonna lose everything. And and the people watching are gonna lose everything too if they're getting involved.
What is this, Dr. Phil? Well, guys, come on, man.
You're just doing this for a show. Okay, let me be very genuine. What is this, Dr. Phil?
What's
Can
up,
you hear
man?
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, man. What's up, bro?
Okay. I have a couple questions for you.
Oh my god.
Okay. Now, don't oh my god me, motherfucker. I'm one of the people who's
I know, bro.
For fucking empathy for you seeing that you're a fucking degenerate gambling addict. So
Hasan is a fucking snake in the grass. Snake!
Oh wait, was that?
Bro,
what was that? I couldn't tell for the fucking dog shit microphone. Was that Mr. Fucking I'm gonna talk shit and every time I'm a piece of shit to every one of my fucking peers, I'm just gonna say Hasan sucks with the hope that LSF turns around and focuses on that. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, S-Fan.
Perspective in this
Fuck
matter
you.
is irrelevant.
How is Hasan the snake in the grass and not the guy who scammed hundreds of thousands of dollars from his viewers? Can you imagine if I did something like this or Hasan did something like this? Do you think that people would be coming out of the woodwork to bail me out? Imagine this. I want to see Sliker's entire fucking career. I don't know. What's his dumb Twitch handle? I can't remember. It's with a K. Okay, thank you. Fuck. I want to know. I want to see his entire fucking career. Let's look at his whole career. Oh, this is the wrong oh my god. It's Sliker, thank you. Fucking Christ. I forgot what his handle was, Chad. I'm sorry. This website is such garbage. His entire fucking career. Let's go. Let's take a look. Let's go back. Oh, Chad, I fucking overloaded the website. I went too far back. But like, I'm trying to imagine getting bailed out even 1% as much as this fucking guy. It would never fucking happen. It would never fucking happen. If Hasan stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from his community, like, give me a fucking break. The highlight of his career was reacting to Pokemon's new house vlog. Let me guess, doing misogynist bullshit. I'm not sure why people are saying you're clout farming when XQC literally says political Andes like you and Mike when talking to Hasan. No, he doesn't. I don't think there's any shot that, first of all, of farming. Farming is giving my take on my own platform. That's goddamn right. You know, the only people that complain about farming are the people who can't do it right. Oh, do you not have... Can you not break 1,000 viewers in your match? Fuck you. The worst part about this is all the sheer amount of exposure he has received. If he doesn't get locked up, he's going to continue to get into even bigger trouble. I mean, again, empathy Mike is not my strength. Empathy is not my interpersonal empathy is not my strength. I'm the first to admit it. I don't mean to be a drama parasocial Andy because I'm a juicer, a Hasan fan, and a Central Committee watcher, but XQC and Poke are trying to be centrist by separating the gambling and blaming Sliker's actions as kind of guns don't kill people, people kill people type of argument. Obviously, the root of this is having gambling readily available on shady fucking websites and Twitch promoting it. That's the root cause of this gambling addiction, right? The online availability of gambling helps facilitate the gambling addiction. That's the root cause. But fundamentally, the Sliker situation is him being a scam artist. Did you see this coincidence? Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that.
What is the benefit of doing all this privately? The benefit would have been not fucking, I mean, there's no content for people to watch, but also simultaneously, there, people could have had their fucking privacy in this situation. Just saying something and farming for 3 hours at this point is a bit different. Yeah, well,
How dare you talk about this incredibly important issue that it has extreme interest on the platform? How dare you talk about how it links to society's perceptions of addiction versus personal responsibility, and how we as leftists can cognate the idea that you can be most personally responsible for your actions, but also have been led down that path by structures of oppression and exploitation, and how just because Sliker is addicted doesn't mean that he loses all agency. How dare you have a sophisticated and nuanced take on a very important issue that reflects on the safety of Twitch as a platform, could possibly cause damage to the platform's reputation and therefore your livelihood. You should spend your time talking about the things I want you to talk about and not talk about the things you want to talk about, because I control you, because I give you $5 a month. Even less, because if you subscribe now during September, you can do so for a 30% discount. How dare you talk about something that could change the platform? Yeah, exactly. That's the XQC and Adept breakup. Now, if I talked about the XQC and Adept drama, that would be milking. That would be shit that's irrelevant to politics and the platform in general. That's interpersonal drama that I don't care about, because it didn't affect me. It didn't relate to me, and it's not my place to comment on it. I would just be doing low tier drama content. Now, if I was involved in the incident, if I was in that friend group, then it would be relevant to me, and having a take about how things are done would make sense. But it's not, so I don't. Mine says my Prime sub will be available on September 19th. It's fucked having September 19th. Let me send Bezos bucks. What do you watch when you're not streaming? I watch Prestige TV. I know, cringe. So, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, shit like this. I watch Star Trek shit. I just started watching The Expanse. I watch film, that's shit like that. Streamers, Hasan, a bunch of people. You guys know who I watch because I interact with them. You know who I interact. You know who I watch. I interact with them in their chat. You already know. It did not have to be so badly moderated by a content demon with no regard to the mental health of a likely suicidal person. It was already in the open. It could have been handled infinitely better. It's the exact opposite of what psychologists say you should do. Let me just say this. I'll give you a hypothetical, chat. Let's say you're in a long-term relationship with someone. It's a very unhealthy relationship, and you're unhappy. And you go to your partner and you say, hey, listen, I'd like to break up with you. And they say, if you do, I'm going to commit self-harm. What they are doing is emotionally manipulating you. And that is not a true expression of suicidal ideation. And the best thing you can do is to cut them off, because that is fucked up and that's abuse. So whenever I hear someone threaten self-harm whenever they're being held accountable, I just don't think that that should let them derail the accountability. That's ridiculous. Dr. Q, thanks for the tier 1. If somebody says I'm going to self-harm because you're telling me not to harm because of some sort of totally reasonable thing that you're doing, like, for example, exposing the fact that they've scammed hundreds of thousands of dollars from dozens of people, that doesn't give them the right to derail the accountability. It's a form of abuse. It's a classical form of abuse, and it's fucking disgusting. Space Case, thanks for the Prime. Did you enjoy the latest episode of Sister Wives on the Frogan stream? I hate Sister Wives. That show riles me up, so I only hate watch it. My ex-friend of 25 years, knew them since I was 6, did that to a girlfriend last year, and I haven't talked to them since I confronted them over. Yeah, that's pathetic. That sounds cruel to anyone who hasn't experienced a situation like this before. Oh, okay. Let me just say, if you threaten self-harm or someone threatens self-harm because you do something reasonable, like end a relationship, that person is abusive. That is textbook abuse. Jew Gador, thank you for the tier 1. I think you would like Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix. It has a very anti-capitalist slant, and it's a good story. Never heard of it, but maybe it's good? I'll check it out. I always see Mike and Frogan's chat with Sister Wives is on. Do you not understand the concept of hate watching? I hate it, but I still watch. And what they're trying to do, just so I could explain that for a minute, when someone threatens you with self-harm, maybe in the moment they actually legitimately feel like really bad and they want to make the pain stop. But when they say that to you, they're trying to manipulate you into maintaining contact. When you say, hey, I want to break up with someone, you're saying you want to step away from the emotional connection, you want to end the relationship, and you want to move on with your life. And you're trying to disconnect, basically. And so what they're trying to do is ramp the emotional stakes so that you have to keep talking to them, because if you don't and they harm themselves, you're to blame. So they're doing emotional blackmail, and they're trying to manipulate and control you. It's fucked up. And it's abuse. You ever watch Show Me a Hero on HBO about the racist anti-low-income housing project in Yonkers and how messed up the whole situation was? Yeah, it's good. I watched that, of course. It's good. Explain why you call your right hand Elizabeth II, Mike. That was a Hasan. That's a Hasan stream joke. I always find it odd how a lot of movies and shows actually portray very anti-capitalist and anti-imperialist themes. Even Star Wars is anti-imperialist. Disney just royally fucked it up, but for some reason, very few people pick up on this. It's called recuperation. It's a process that happens in capitalism where revolutionary thought and anti-capitalist thought is captured and diffused by becoming absorbed into commodity production, like entertainment. It's one of the most powerful things that keeps capitalism in the dominant position. Are you watching the stream unsubbed? You're making income inequality worse. You are doing anti-praxis. We are the only Twitch stream that will not accept scam advertisers, and I will never fuck you over by selling you crap